She's early by 1 whole minute, and the thing had to update. I think I just cut my toe. It's not bleeding, so that's good. Let me go on TikTok Live. Settings. Audience controls, again, every single time. Every single time. Oh, it's gonna be the, limit. 32 characters. I'll just type it, I don't care anymore. Hi, Barbie. Oof. Your mom's chest hair, 16. Thank you for subscribing with Prime. Maybe the first time that's ever been said. Probably not, though, because you've subscribed to me for a while, haven't you? For 34 months? Oh, my goodness. Okay, we're going to get straight into it. Is a lie. This is a lot, but we're going to do some housekeeping first. We have a lot to talk about tonight. I think I messed up my finger. I don't know what happened. We're locked in. We are locked in. I don't want to get more storage. What then? What then? Let's delete something, though, just so tonight goes smoothly. Empty trash. Packing for a vacation tomorrow. Also fun. Okay. I was going to have a drink tonight because this is heavy, but it's going to take a long time, and low-key alcohol messes my stomach up, which sucks for me. I can never escape the ads. That's why I realized we need to do housekeeping first. So, elephant in the room. This was supposed to be 2 parts. It says it's not 2 parts. This is the thing. I was shocked at how little of a digital footprint I was finding on her from pre-2020. If you remember with Whitney and Jessie, I was finding information about them. I was just not finding that with Miss Taylor Frankie Paul. And so what I wanted to do was one just about her childhood and then one about her entire adulthood. But because I could find so little about her childhood, I didn't want it to be just one pre-domestic violence and then one that was just focused on domestic violence. That just felt weird to me. And like I said, I just there wasn't a ton about her childhood. Most of the childhood stuff she talks about as an adult. So, yeah. But let's go ahead and get into it. You need to have critical thinking skills to be here. She is a very complicated woman. A lot of people have accused me of being a Taylor Frankie Paul defender. I see why I'm being labeled as that, but I'm not a Taylor Frankie Paul defender. I'm a defender of all women, is the thing. Right and wrong. So, let me do my little poll that I like to do at the beginning. And my finger really fucking hurts. Is it because I typed so much today? God, it's is it from literally editing photos and working on my phone? I think it might be. That's so embarrassing. I've been working a lot, though. Stay tuned. What was the question? Do you know who this is? Kind of. Yes. Not at all. Let me add to this. Just headlines. Okay. You also need empathy. Key here. Khalifa Farms now sells a dairy-free virgin pina colada at Target and probably other places. Ooh. Intriguing. What if I want the dairy? What then? Okay, lots of us know who this is, or just headlines. You were so funny in the comedy show. I'm glad. Which city were you in? Remind me. God, I could not stop coughing. She deserved a competent defense along with the prosecution. Fun fact, I went to school with Dakota and no one is shocked with how everything is playing out. You need to stay here the whole time. Thank you so much. I'm sorry. What do you mean you went to school with him? What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? Please talk more right now. Please talk more about that. How you went to school with Dakota. I'd like to know what you mean. What do you mean? What do you mean? Okay, so the majority of us know who this is, 35%. Just know her from the headlines. Oh, Hoover Birmingham. Yes, was good to meet you. I remember now. Okay, so who is this person? She is Taylor Frankie Paul, a reality TV star and social media influencer. She was born in 1994, and she is on the show Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. She built her career as a Mormon mom-fluencer, sharing her life, marriage, and motherhood that felt both traditional and modern. By traditional and modern, they mean that she has been a stay-at-home mom and wife, like that's really been her jam. But modern, she is super hot. That's what they're talking about, I think, in my opinion. I'm going to try my best to track the sources, but I might miss a few. Like, my MacBook Air was fucking singing, baby. That MacBook Air was like in the moon, how hard I was pushing it. So I might have missed a few links here and there, but I'm sorry, I had like 40 tabs open. So she was born, like I said, in 1994. She was raised primarily in Pueblo, Colorado, and her biological father was largely uninvolved in her life. She met him only once when she was 4 years old at a restaurant, and she says that this left lasting emotional scars, which tracks. That makes sense. And for those of you on TikTok, to see the pictures and the videos and all that cool stuff, you need to come to Twitch. I'm sorry, I don't make the rules. Here is a picture of her as a very small baby with her biological dad, and I assume that's her mom. It kind of looks like her mom. So she was primarily raised by her stepfather, who came into her life when she was 2 years old. I had a stepdad growing up, but I always called him Dad because he adopted me at 2, and he's been the father throughout my life, so he's my dad, Taylor said during the season 2 episode. Her mom's name is Leanne May. And so I think Frankie is her biological dad. So I'm a little bit confused, like he adopted you, but doesn't have your last, whatever, whatever, not my business. Here is Taylor, who's the oldest, with her sister Aspen and her brother Hunter. So the family dynamic is these 2 younger children are biologically her stepfathers, and Taylor is biologically this other dude's. And her stepfather really sees her as his own in her childhood, is the vibes of what's going on. Man, the views just got so much higher. Hi, everybody. If you just joined, you have not missed much. I'll start over. She was born in Pueblo, Colorado. It's 1994. She's raised by her stepdad. She has 2 siblings. There we are. So, it's important to remember, and I wanted to address this at the beginning, Mormonism. It hurts women. It makes women, more importantly, hurt their daughters. Yes. Makes women hurt their daughters. So, she was raised in the Mormon church, the Church of the Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and she was raised, like I said, by her mother Leanne and her stepfather Jeremy, who are both devout Mormons. So I assume, she has not said this, I'm putting 2 and 2 together. I never said this was unbiased. I assume that she felt a lot of shame as a child for not being a part of a perfect Mormon family, because she, this is her stepfather. She's known that her entire life, and she has a different last name. That's why I brought up the last name thing, because I'm I know the Mormon church clocked that. I wouldn't give a fuck. If I knew someone and I wouldn't care, but I'm not Mormon. Do you see what I'm saying? I'm sure, even though she's never really said that, I'm sure that was felt, in my opinion. So I just wanted to give you a general vibe of Mormonism. So this is just some shit I found online about Mormonism. Oh, fuck. I'm drinking this sparkling juice, and I just felt that in my nose. So they promote a strict traditional gender roles. Critics and former members point to several reasons why this culture is harmful to women. Men hold all priesthood authority, meaning only men can lead the church, make rules, and govern congregations. Women can only lead women's groups or children's groups, and even then, they are supervised and guided by men. The Mormon church also, in my opinion, is a child abuse cult. They systemically abuse children. A lot of their leadership abuses children. They have a network to protect abusers of children. That's just what it is to me, and no one can change my mind. I'm standing 10 toes down on it. I think that's a major tenet of the organization and has been from the very beginning of it. I think the argument, it's a few bad apples, implies that is not the core principle of this group, and the core principle of this group, in my opinion, was to oppress women and children and girls especially. So that's what it's going to do. You know what I'm saying? I think there's a lot of people in that group who do not do that and do not support that. But that's the group that they're in. You know what I mean? Okay, so anyway, young women face a lot of pressure to get married young, leave careers, and have large families, and this strict path often stops them from getting an education or building independent identities. And a woman's religious duty often requires her to sacrifice her personal goals to serve her husband and children. Many former members say that the focus leaves women burned out, anxious, and lacking personal control. The church teaches that the husband is the spiritual leader and the head of the home. Critics say this structure can cause unequal relationships where women feel forced to obey their husband. So, that's the vibes. It was literally built on the sex trafficking of women and girls. Exactly. Their sex abuse hotline for bishops goes to the church's lawyers. That's what it is. I knew it was a phone number. I couldn't remember the logistics behind it. Thank you. I'm so glad someone else has the same idea of Mormonism. Exactly. It's, to me, I'm just like, how does he keep getting away with it? It's so obvious. I don't understand it. I don't know who Alyssa Grenfell is. Excited to hear about this one, but also scared. Yeah. So, we're going to jump to something that happened in season 2, but just know it was relevant now. And then we're going to get aggressively chronological. This one, I was like, beautiful mind. So Taylor got emotional while she reflected on the single time she met her father, discussing how his lack of involvement in life has affected her. I met my dad once. My mom took me to a restaurant. I don't know how old I was, 4 maybe. He sees me and he's like, "What's up, kid?" And that's literally all he says to me. I remember turning around and going back to my booth. Taylor explained she never heard from her dad after that day, and the interaction stuck with me more than I ever thought. When you feel like your dad does not love you and that's the only words he has to say to you, I think there's just a wound there that's been there for a very long time that I've never addressed, and that's probably why I'm fixating on shit. So, very sad, and really would fuck up a child, I imagine. And the sex abuse hotline lawyers do their best to convince bishops that they are not allowed to report abuse to local authorities. And then even in a lot of these areas, the local authorities are the Mormons. So I'm not saying don't report it to the local authorities, but that's not a guaranteed end. So even if there is a bishop who's no, I'm going to do the right thing, there's still a structure of power to protect the abusers. I'm going to start using the term aggressively chronological when unpacking things with my therapist. So here is just a family picture of them. Like I said, not a ton on their childhood. So her mom is a realtor. She has sold hundreds of homes since 2011. Shortly after the second season was aired and they looked really bad, which we will get into later, Leanne was on Instagram saying, "Get your facts straight. I love Tay and my other kids more than life itself. I want them to have better lives than I ever could have. Yes, I hold my kids to a higher standard and I would like them to be accountable for the decisions they make, especially Tay because she has kids. You saw a 3-minute convo without all the facts. So she sucks, in my opinion. I do not like Leanne. I do not think she's the worst mother on reality TV, but it's not fucking good. It's not fucking good. My kids will always come before anyone. My husband and I say it like it is, good and bad, truth to the fault. We've always praised them for all their achievements." And Taylor commented, "I love you, Mom. Best mom. You don't need to defend yourself. Everyone around you knows you, and that's all that matters." These people are a mess. So Taylor decided to meet with a genealogist, and she learned that she actually has 2 half-siblings, and this was in her adulthood, who are aged 22 and 24 from her dad's side. So she decides to tell her mom and her stepdad about that, and Leanne says she's shocked, but she said that she did hear rumors before when Taylor was younger that she had a sibling or 2. I just didn't believe it at the time, but that's always been in my mind that that's a possibility. Leanne, I think, has 3 marbles just rattling around in her head. Leanne is really just who cares? Who cares? Leanne, if information is not what Leanne wants it to be, she simply ignores. She simply does not address, which is so... And now I'm thinking of more shit she's done that I didn't include in this, and now I feel like I was not easy on her, because I don't say positive things, but I didn't include a lot of what I could. So, Taylor decides, I want to go to Colorado. I want to meet connections to my father, who had passed away. I believe her dad passed away in 2016. So she never is going to have a relationship with her dad, which is really sad. But she wanted to meet family members of his. Leanne is not a fan of the timing. Bitch, it's been like 30 odd years. Like, what do you mean? Bad timing. Bad timing. The one thing I will say about Leanne is, like, I think she is traumatized as fuck too. And that's why Mormonism is so insidious, is because it pits women against their daughters, which to me is disgusting. You know what I mean? Okay, Leanne wasn't meant to be a mom, and that's okay. So that's what I mean. Like, I'm not going to say she wasn't meant to be a mom, because I don't know, whatever. But I don't think Leanne is being intentionally evil. Like, I think she just does things because, like, she lives in this world. And I'm like, God damn it, Leanne. Like, I don't think at her core she wishes to harm Taylor or any of her children. I do believe that. But just every time. So I feel like, yeah, it's scary to go down this road with her to find out the truth about Brian. I've always kept it as a distance because I don't know. I feel like some of it's my fault, the way her life is. And so, yes, I was skeptical about her finding more. So this is the thing. Brian's an abusive piece of shit. We'll get into that in a moment. And this is what I'm talking about with Mormonism. This woman blames herself for the crime of a man, and now she wants to protect that man's image from her daughter and is basically denying her daughter the right to go, like, learn about where she came from in order to protect this man's image, is the way that I see it, which is crazy to me. Like, and I understand you were abused. You don't want to reopen that or revisit that, but it's just very interesting. See, I'm in trouble on TikTok Live already, 16 minutes in. For those of you on TikTok, I'm definitely going to get kicked off of here, so come to Twitch. Oh my God, they're being very strict. So, Taylor acknowledges that she wants to approach the situation sensitively, noting that she doesn't know how it'll go because sometimes people don't want to look at it, they don't want to acknowledge it. Obviously, they're adults. I can go directly to the children, but they could be like, I had no idea. They could think that that's their dad, she points out. So they go to Colorado. They film having lunch with one of Brian's friends. Everyone's saying Twitch is better. You can see pictures, you can see videos. It's like really a time. They go to lunch with Brian's friend, and she says, my biological dad's family is not comfortable and not with wanting to be on camera and give us answers and talk about this at all, to be honest. So her dad's family is like, we're not fucking with this. You're like on television for all these scandalous things, and we don't want to be on camera or be like associated with this or deal with this. However, we found someone that does want to, so they're meeting up with his best friend. Leanne admits the situation is overwhelming, noting that this is reliving a very difficult time in her life. Being back in Colorado is definitely giving me more anxiety about meeting up with Steve, Brian's best friend. Just bringing up all these emotions that I had put back into my life and something I just don't want to have to bring up again. So she's freaking the fuck out. Leanne explains that Steve knew Brian throughout his entire life up until Brian died in 2016. Brian was a great person. Super, super, super intelligent. He was a tough kid. Steve began, noting that Brian seemed to get into a lot of fights with that other people started with him. Sorry. I got a text message while I was reading that and it made my brain break. Brian seemed to get into a lot of fights that other people started with him. Interesting. He ends up going to the Marines. After basic training, he comes back because that's 2 years before you were born, and he just gets into a horrible car accident. So 2 years before Taylor's born, he gets in the car accident. He breaks his neck, and that changes everything. He just never recovered. Steve and Leanne both explained to Taylor that before the accident, Brian was really happy and a football player. So that's CTE, babe. That's CTE. Oh, for those of you on TikTok, go to my website, missredacted.com. There's a link to the Twitch, or I'm a Walmart parking lot on Twitch as well. So they said that he was a football player who was healthy, smart, and strong. And Leanne says, Brian and I met when I was 15. The car accident he was in changed him completely, but I stayed with him. So I believe Brian was like 18 and she was 15. I felt like I was in love with him. Brian had that hold on me that I feel like Dakota has on Taylor. More on that later. So Steve explains that in the years that follow, Brian discovered cocaine and crystal meth, and that seeing his decline breaks his heart. It always did. I always tried to help him out. I just know that he had an overdose in 2015, and I think that sent him down because he was gone about a year later. Taylor asked how Leanne felt about all this, noting that it didn't seem like she remembered much from this time in her life, and Steve recalled an incident where Brian became violent with Leanne in front of friends. Well, first he said he didn't want to share the story on camera. The two assured him it was okay. So again, this man being like, oh, I want to protect the reputation of a man that was abusive. Which, again, I think it was CTE and the car accident. At the reservoir, he had that temper. And I'll just say that. I think he kicked you in the stomach. Kicked you in the stomach is crazy as fuck. It's crazy to be like, he shoved you, he pushed you, he slapped you. That's crazy. Kicked you in the stomach? What do you mean? What do you mean? Hi, Libra Banana. I'm glad you're here. Leanne confirms it and says it was a really toxic relationship. He was very jealous. He dragged me out of a club one time. So that's like the origin story of her parents' meeting. Is this guy who got in this car accident, really suffered from drug addiction, had I think CTE, was very, very abusive. And so that's what I mean when I say when Leanne does horrible things, I'm like, yeah, that's disappointed, not surprised, you know? Taylor said it made her really sad. I didn't know it was to that extent, so it actually makes me feel for her, because I think she gets triggered when she sees any toxicity in my life, in my relationship, and I think I need to give her that grace because I don't think she's ever been heard. Leanne explains that when she was pregnant with Taylor, she found out she was pregnant with Taylor just after her and Brian broke up. They briefly got back together after Taylor was born, and then she met Jeremy, who adopted Taylor. I think if he was still around, he would have made peace with you attempting to reach out, but he just wasn't in his right mind. He was a great guy. That's his best friend. Great guy. I know he kicked you in the stomach and abandoned his child, but great guy. I wouldn't take it personal for sure. We're off to a flying start. A flying start. Mormon women are suffering more than you could ever imagine. Ever imagine. So that is the origin story of her parents. Other than that, she seemed to have a very normal childhood. Because like I said, her stepdad adopted her when she was 2, and she lived a relatively normal childhood. And she graduated high school and then did her seminary graduation, which is religious classes in high school. She did not go to college. She became a content creator. And like I said, my girl is not as detailed online as Jessie. Jessie is probably the person who made it the easiest for me. Jessie was timed, dated, this husband, this video. You got it. There you go. Open book. Was her dad Mormon too? I'm not sure. I think so, but I'm not 100% sure. Because the area in Colorado they were is very Mormon as well. So I think. Unclear. So Taylor Frankie Paul and her husband, Tate Paul, met when they were very young. That's all I could find. Did not say what age. This is a picture of them. This is what I mean when I say her digital footprint of this time is very, very sparse. So that's him. She is a self-described wild child who got married in the temple. She said right after high school, but they were 22. So I don't really know. Hi, Mr. Dackman, my boyfriend and I, gay. Happy Pride. Happy last day of Pride, girls, gays, and they started planning our Tuesday night dinners around your stream. Oh my God, stop. Great guy despite all of his shortcomings, but let a woman ask for some grace and understanding in return. Not a fun fact, CTE significantly more common in women of athletes because of DV. Exactly. So she got married at 22, which is super young, but not for Utah. They met and got married in Utah. When did she move to Utah? Unclear. She grew up in Colorado. She got married at 22 in Utah. I would assume sometime after high school. Pueblo's not very Mormon. It's not? I just thought it was nearby, and I know there's a lot of Mormons in Colorado is what I meant. I'm sorry, I'm not perfect. So here is a picture of them in June of 2017. So they get pregnant like very early after getting married, because 22 was a Utah 34. Exactly. Because to you and I, 34 is such a normal age to get married. 34 is like, yeah, 34 is like, if you get married at 34 and you want to have kids, like, you should probably figure that out pretty soon. Like, it's not old to get married, but it's like super, you're an adult. That is 22 in Utah. They're like, oh, you know what I'm saying? So here's a picture of her and what's his name? Tate. This is them having their first child, 2017. This picture was still up. Indy May Paul, girl. They welcomed their second child, June 18th of 2020. That one was taken down. Interesting. But it wasn't the birth announcement. It was the link to the, like, pregnancy announcement. Walking into my second trimester, my fave. Baby Paul will be here June 2020. Oof. Pregnant and COVID? Tough. I did think you were going to say they did get pregnant very soon because of premarital sex. I mean, maybe. I don't think so, because I think they had their baby over a year after they got married. It's just ironic, her mom excusing the dad's terrible behavior, and then she gets publicly destroyed for her behavior as an abuse victim, and almost no one defends her. That's what I'm saying. You know? And that's what it comes down to at the end of the day. So here is a TikTok she made announcing the birth, but I think she might have privated it or taken it down or something, because it just gets stuck on this and it won't load. And that wasn't happening with other old TikToks. It was just this one and I think one other one. But 2020 June, Ocean Paul arrived 4 days ago, lots of hair, blah, blah, blah. So now they have 2 kids. They're freshly married. They have 2 kids, pretty back to back. Cute family. So she's vlogging day in my life, dancing with other local moms. Very casual, but she's a very successful content creator with the swig. It's Utah. You guys get the vibes. So she started Mom Talk in 2021 with a couple other women. I found a few different answers to who was the original Mom Talkers. The thing that I've seen that's most widely accepted is Taylor Frankie Paul, Miranda McWhirter, and Camille Monday. But this other thing says it was Taylor Frankie Paul, Whitney, Michaela, and Macy. But that says it was January of 2022. But regardless, Taylor is the OG. They would do synchronized dance moves, wear the same outfits with crop tops and claw clips. Like, you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. The very, like, athleisure aesthetic, everything white. We're all dancing together, doing the little TikTok dances, that thing. Everyone forgets about this. This was in 2021. She made, this is another one that wouldn't load. She made a viral TikTok pretending to be 50 years old. She was like, I'm 50 years old, and these other 2 women, Miranda and Camille, are my daughters. That was like their bit, which I think is fucking hilarious. She posted this in 2021. Last TikTok before I become a granny, because they're both pregnant and she's pretending to be their mom. Your heart don't stand a chance. And like, that's the type of content that they were making. Short dance videos. I found her when she was pretending to be 50 and lived for it. Fortunately, my algorithm did not serve me anything close to being in Mom Talk. This is from March 2022. What I'm saying. That's her husband. I'm so motherfucking fly right now, you know what I'm saying? Okay. I need I don't know if her and her husband are related. I have seen people talk about her haunted house content, but I don't know what it is. So then she, in like spring of 2020, starts posting really cryptic videos leading up to, this says 2 months ago. It's an old article. Sorry, I didn't read this. I read most of it, but I missed it because I'm not perfect. And I really think I fucked up my finger. I did solid core yesterday and Pilates. They have the same smile, right? So she makes all these cryptic videos leading up to eventually doing a tell-all live stream. Do you see why I couldn't make this 2 parts? Like, I simply had almost nothing about her before this. Like, she's a really closed book. It was interesting. May 2022, the Mom Talk soft swinging scandal erupts. She goes on TikTok Live and announces that she's getting divorced and reveals that her and her ex-husband, along with other Mormon couples in Utah, engaged in soft swinging. Apparently to them, soft swinging is intimacy that stops before full partner swapping. Because I think swinging is partner swapping, which, no judgment, I guess. Just not for me. Soft swinging, I think, is just like kind of all doing stuff with your own partner, but in the same room and like hanging out. I don't really know. The Mom Talk soft swinging scandal is a sentence that would kill a Victorian child. Oh my God. It really is. Mormons have all the loopholes. Exactly. Mormons have all the loopholes. Thank you for saying that. Let's take a moment. Because just the way they're like, oh, if you like put in, but you don't thrust, it's not sex. That's what this is giving. Like, what are you talking about? And I firmly believe this is only happening because none of these people just got to be like single and in college. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that is when, not to say that you, like, only young people can have like cool sex, but do you get what I'm saying? Like, it's more so they feel so repressed. That's what it is that it seems like they're in these commitments they don't want to be in, and they're being repressed. They should be in the club. Like, that's literally it. So, May 2022, she announces she's getting divorced, and it's everyone's business. I never would have believed you 3 years ago. You told me so, in my 20s, getting divorced, started therapy, living on my own for the first time ever, along with 2 little kids. So you can see lots of her content is like music and dance videos. They needed freshmen fall college, not 3 kids. You think God created the universe, but you can trick him with a loophole. My 5th grade social studies teacher and his ex-wife were swingers, and he had a baby with the sister of a guy who I grew up with. What the fuck? What the fuck? It's Tom. Hi. Thank you for supporting. She goes on live and just lets it fucking rip. Just lets it fucking rip. This isn't all of it. There are 2-hour videos dedicated to just this topic. I tried to be as detailed as possible without going too insane, so we weren't just talking about swinging the whole time.
The agreement, I already told you guys that the agreement was just like, as long as we were both there and we saw it and we knew it, it was okay. And the second it goes behind without each other, then that's, you stepped out of the agreement. And I did that.
So she's saying, like, she took it too far, basically, with the swinging. How many people were in the agreement? I'm glad you're learning a lot.
So, I guess this is just starting more questions.
It does feel very 22.
Again.
So she was 22 when she got married. That was in 2016. This is 8 years later, so I think she's like 30 or close to it.
Is when you like just hook up, but you don't go all the way.
You hook up, but don't go all the way.
It is really unfortunate for the kids, and it's been really sad.
Ooh.
We obviously weren't thinking clearly and thinking about other people.
She does own it.
To be honest, yes, I feel like that is selfish of me, and all of us really, to not think about that and our families and how this could affect them and their reputation now. None of us were really thinking that, and it's not fair to them. It's been a lot of mourning and grieving this week with them and apologizing. This is the first day I've been able to actually, like, really talk about it, I guess. And I really don't want to talk about it after this live. I just want to let it go.
Bad news.
Other people have messed up, and that's that.
Being 30 and talking about going all the way is so... That's what I'm saying. Like,
already given them.
I think because they're so sexually repressed, they become sexually stunted, and they talk about sexuality the way that teenagers do, not the way that, like, grown-ups who are married do.
Long story short... No, guys, not none. Some majority of mom talk is not involved, just to clear that up.
Where she's like, some.
Yeah, majority of them are not involved.
Mormon 30 is real life 14.
And texting me, and they know that there's two sides to the story. So if they're on here, thank you for that. There's plenty more details that I'm not going to say online that also will never be told, which sucks. But yeah. I'm just going to keep a lot of it to myself, and if everyone wants to hate me, that's fine. I will take it.
Real.
Yeah. I already told you that people are going to come out and deny it, and that's fine. No one's going to come and admit all of this. Like, I think I'm the only one that will probably stand here and admit it and say that I was involved. But obviously this was not a one-man job. This wasn't two-man. This was a group of people. The friend falling out was a group of people, and reasons why they're not going to come out and admit that, and that's okay. We're going to split the kids. I'll probably have him more just because my job's flexible and he works like
the concept of a TikTok live about your child custody.
This with our friends has been going on for about a year and a half. Yeah. And then as time went on, more people got involved.
Like King Solomon.
For Tate and I think it's best that we separate and divorce and kind of find ourselves and find what makes us happy. Start fresh. I think there's been a lot of evil around us, and we've participated in, obviously what I'm saying is like bad things, and I think we need a fresh start and to kind of wake up. This was a good wake-up call, I think, for us and our entire friend group to get our lives in check and
exactly
to wake up.
Wake up. I think they view sex with their spouses for procreation.
Wasn't like, that wasn't like a reason. We actually love separate bedrooms, and that wasn't an issue. That's not the issue.
That wasn't our mistake. That was the devil.
Yeah.
It does not shock me, as someone who grew up in a family and religion that doesn't allow for emotional intelligence or talking about your feelings, would turn to TikTok to share all of this. So she admitted that her and her then husband, Tate, had been soft swinging, and she said, everyone has hooked up with everyone. Several people denied the allegations, including Miranda and Chase. Several people denied it, but Miranda and Chase said, yes, we were involved with this, and they admitted their part in the situation. So what happened with Chase? Chase is going to be important here, but we're not going to talk about him that much in the future. We're just going to address the chase of it all right now. Yes, I am streaming on Twitch. Please come there. It's better. So the controversy involved Taylor hooking up with various couples, but the real issue was hooking up with Miranda's husband, Chase. Miranda was one of the blonde women that's the founder of Mom Talk. Her husband was the one who had feelings for me. That's where the story gets confusing, because this caused a falling out between Miranda and Taylor. Apparently Taylor had been like texting Chase and kind of like emotional with him, and Chase had been like, I love you, I have feelings for you, so not good. Because I stole my best friend's husband, that's never been the case. If Miranda was my best friend, I never would have done that to her ever. Not a great defense. Wouldn't be surprised if Chase is in here. Chase. So according to Taylor, the tension grew because Chase said that he had a sex dream about Taylor. They were at the gym and he was like, I had a sex dream about you. And they had kind of like a flirty banter, and I guess we're texting each other. And Taylor said, I didn't think the dream was a big deal, considering we were making out with each other and touching each other on the weekends. We also had sex in the same bed at the same time. We would blindfold each other, and you would have to guess which husband you were kissing, and a couple of times we did that. So, wow. Wow. They were getting down. And Chase and Miranda ended up getting divorced around this time as well. So I hadn't considered this. I had never considered that you could create a TikTok dance group with other women and then both fuck your husbands right next to each other. I just didn't know that was on the table of things. You know what I mean? Because I stole my best friend's husband. This is a sentence that would kill a Victorian barrister / solicitor. I just it's and then one of the husbands is like, I had a sex dream about you at the gym. I'm too territorial for this shit. No, for real. Like I said, I just had never really considered that. Wow. Chase ended his marriage to Miranda and moved on as Taylor skyrocketed in fame. So when Taylor went live, it went super viral. Everyone's getting divorced, and TV is like, let's get on that. Chase said, I think we all have regrets. I think we all regret what happened. We probably should not have been there. But at the same time, why does this have to be a public thing? It seems like all this happened behind closed doors, and now Taylor's using it as a springboard to notoriety when she's the one that actually just cheated. And then there's also, like, people are saying she cheated with a guy completely separate from this, but she's denied that. But we'll get into that a little bit too. My thing is dying. I don't do it with my friends. Like I said, I never knew that was on the table. I never knew that was an option. So this is Chase and Miranda before the split, for context. They have little kids. They were a couple. And then Chase was literally just like, I'm in love with Taylor. So Miranda was like, I'm leaving you. I'm not a huge fan of Chase. So back to Taylor. Maybe we'll do another stream about Miranda. I do like Miranda. So following the divorce, Taylor got super depressed and lost a ton of weight. And she posted to her followers and she said, I'm fucking sad. I actually texted one of my doctors today asking if I can go on an anti-anxiety depression meds because I'm really, really struggling. This is crazy and very, very sad.
Hi. I think it's pronounced Dina, not sure. But I will tell you how I'm doing.
That donut looks so good.
I'm fucking sad. Sorry to say it that way, but that's just how I want to emphasize on how I'm feeling. I actually texted one of my doctors today asking if I can go on some anti-anxiety, depression meds because I'm really, really struggling. I'm actually almost down to 90 pounds, which is extremely unhealthy for my height and age, etc. So that's like nerving me out, obviously, and I'm obviously struggling to be like a good mom, a good friend, a good person right now because I'm so in my head and lost, to be honest. I feel like a lost soul. I cry every single day. I actually have my mental breakdown here in an hour where I give myself an hour to mentally break down, cry, laugh, whatever it is that's going to make me feel.
At this point, she is still Mormon.
Feel it so I can move on. I don't really know what's stopping me from, I don't know if this is just the process of divorce, major lost all my best friends.
I want that donut so bad.
I got betrayed. I betrayed someone. There's just so much in the mix and behind the scenes that people don't know.
So she admits I betrayed someone.
Won't ever know, didn't see. And so, yeah, I am struggling. I can't take a break off social media because I have some big opportunities coming and I'm contracted in certain things. So I'm just not doing that right now. This is my outlet. I choose to stay on.
Chocolate is my favorite too.
As you can see, I am an emotional wreck on here. And that's why I think it's so entertaining because these are my raw emotions. This is my real life falling apart. And I don't know. I'm struggling, to say the very least. And that's how I'm feeling. So I'm going to go have my mental breakdown here soon, and I hope you have a great day.
That is why people love her, because she is very, very, very honest with this whole situation. And then July 2022, she starts teasing about a new relationship, which is interesting. I don't love Chase, but I do appreciate that whenever he talks publicly, he makes it clear Miranda has done nothing wrong. I do agree with that. I feel like he does respect her as the mother of his children, which is the bare minimum. I feel like the bar is in hell, but compared to the other men talking shit and abusing their wives, he seems to be a little bit better. I think he's just a fuckboy, and I feel bad that Miranda has children with him because, like, you can tell that Miranda, like, woke up and was like, you're a fuckboy, I'm divorcing you. And that's why Mormonism makes me sad because, like, that's what you do when you're in your early 20s is you date a fuckboy and then you're like, ew, you're a fuckboy. You don't marry him and have kids with him. So, like, that's why I don't like him because I just feel like he's annoying. But he's, like, he's pretty harmless annoying. Like, I don't think he's, like, a terrorist emotionally the way many other men are. So, again, real quick, May 2022, that's when she lets it rip on TikTok and announces she's getting divorced because of the swinging. And then July 2022, been heartbroken twice this summer. And then this cute, sweet motherfucker comes out of nowhere. What? And then she posts a TikTok with Dakota in July of 2022. And she said, I will not be sharing this one. Is that the same sweatshirt from Whitney's RSV video? I think it is. Incredible call out. Absolutely incredible call out. Listen, I'm not defending or excusing anything, but it's important to me to know that this is not the norm. Utah is weird, but not normally this weird. We're not walking around with this type of insanity. No, I do agree with you. I think even for Mormonism, these people are intense. May to July, was that the timeline? Yes. This May 2022, divorced. July 2022. Yes, that is correct. And then these two were within days of each other. How did they find each other? Great song. I love Mamma Mia. It says, hope it's cool if I talk to other girls. No worry, I'll talk to your whole friend group. I'm good at sharing. Stay toxic. She is funny. She is funny. We're going fast because we still have over 100 slides. You just got divorced. Take your time. Stay single. Have fun for a while. Instantly falls for this one. No, I mean her. Oh, I thought you meant because we had already gone through the swinging scandal. Because like I said, we could talk about that for years. She is going so fucking fast. These people are weird in the kink community too. That's what I mean. Like, they're not emotionally intelligent enough to be engaging in this kind of behavior. Like, you guys. Like, you have to deconstruct your Mormonism before group sex. That's what I'll say. You cannot be bringing Mormon ideals into a swinging situation. You cannot be bringing Mormon communication to a swinging situation. Confirmed, it's the RSV video sweatshirt. Okay, Lemur Banana, if you're here. If you're not, anybody else, someone make a meme about the sweatshirt, okay? Okay? I've always said that. You have to deconstruct your Mormonism before you can do group sex. I'll try. I believe in you, and also you don't have to. So it's August 2022. She is publicly dating Dakota Morenson. She has been accused of cheating on her husband with Dakota. She also introduced him as the guy she cheated with, and then later they were like, that's not true. We never said that. We never said that, and we never cheated. Did they cheat? I do not know. I showed you all the timeline that I have, that they have admitted to. I do not know. I couldn't tell you. Couldn't tell you, baby. At this point, I just spit everywhere. At this point, does it matter? You know what I'm saying? Does it? Like, I know it does, but does it? Like, whether you slept with Dakota in April or July, is it really? I don't know. You know what I mean? So, September 2022, he makes his debut, and it says 2 days sober. I'm sorry. Like, I can't. Oh my god. Like, she stresses me out. I feel like I'm her guardian angel, and I'm just fucking stressed. That relationship was dead and gone anyway. I don't know. That's kind of what I think too. Taylor, I've had a long fucking day, and it's only about to get worse. So who the fuck is Dakota? Who the fuck is Dakota? He was born in 1993, so they are about the same age. She's a year younger than him. He has 4 siblings. Now imagine this being your local drama. No, I really can't do this. So I didn't know this, but apparently years ago, he was on a show called The Island, where they drop off a bunch of Americans on a deserted island to see if they can survive for a month. It says the footage is resurfaced, but I cannot find it anywhere, and that link was broken. But this, like, I was like, no. Now, if any of you find this show, please email me, put it in Discord, tag me, something. Like, get it to me. Like, I need to see this. Like, what do you mean you were on the NBC short-lived series Island at age 21? So this is 10 years before the show. I'm from Idaho, and I'm a bird farmer. I'm at a point right now where I don't want to be a bird farmer for the rest of my life. Daddy, I don't want to work at the bird farm. So I work for my dad, and this reached out to me, and I felt like, why not give it a try? So whatever. They had chickens and turkeys. Thank you for being our local expert. Mads, feel free to jump in whenever. He has been clout chasing since day one. Very good to know. It's on Prime Video. I might have to pay for that. I refuse to believe all these things exist in the same timeline. No, this is literally so upsetting. Like, this is so upsetting. Being a bird farmer is your dream, Dad, not mine. I want to terrorize a vulnerable woman on national television. 2 days sober and bird farming both seem suspicious and go together. So this is more quotes from the show. I've never been out of the country, and I've never been to a beach before. So this is my first time on a beach. Never been to a beach, straight to deserted island for a month is crazy. You've never experienced sand, and now you're about to live on a deserted island? So far as just adapting, that's all there'll be for me. Once I feel like I can adapt to things, I'll do a little better. I wasn't sure how many people were going to come, so once I found out how many there were, it made me a little nervous at first. This could either go really good or really bad, because there's so many people and so many different opinions. They all seem like awesome people, though. Just to be able to do something like this, it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Nobody gets to try and do this. Nobody in their right mind would. If I can make it to the very end, it's the more of a morale type of thing for me. It just lets me know I can do things I didn't know I could do. That hurt. That hurt me to get through. Nobody keeps baby Dakota in a corner. My dad's cousin really wanted to see the ocean as a child in southern Illinois, but her parents took her to the nearby man-made lake and said there's an ocean, and he didn't even get that. Your unemployed friend on a Tuesday. Oh my god. Goodbye. Oh my god, wait, sorry. Someone posted a link. Wait, did you find him on the show? Hold on. Let me open a new window so it doesn't open on the screen, just in case it's anyone being crazy. Oh no, I need to copy and paste it. Otherwise, I think it might log me out. There we go. Boom. Boom. Let's see if this works.
My name's Dakota Mortensen.
Oh, thank you.
I'm from Caldwell, Idaho, and I'm a bird farmer.
Give me 1 second, and I'll put it on the correct screen. Thank you so much. I guess I could have found that, but 121,000 likes, huh? You're gonna see my comments and stuff. Sorry, it's kind of annoying.
My name's Dakota Mortensen. I'm from Caldwell, Idaho, and I'm a bird farmer. I'm at that point right now, like, I don't want to be a bird farmer for the rest of my life.
This is lost
Work
media.
for my dad. And I just kind of like reached out to me to where I felt like, yeah, like, why not? I'll give it a try. My name's Dakota Mortensen. I'm
absolutely incredible. So that should give you some context about who he is. He has worked in tiling before. He is the owner of Basin Tiling, which incorporated in 2020, is based in Caldwell, and does contractor services for tiling. So he's like a tile guy. The company has since been dissolved, apparently. So he does have a history of substance abuse. As a high school basketball player, he had knee pain, so he started taking painkillers given to him by a friend. Interesting. And he said that the painkillers were a gateway to other substances, including M30 pills, which I don't know what that is, and heroin. He spoke at length about his recovery journey, including relapses. He got kicked out of rehab, as well as struggles with withdrawals and suicidal thoughts. He said being on Secret Lives of Mormon Wives was probably the toughest situation I've ever been in to really put in to really test my sobriety. I'm very paranoid about things now. And he added, noting he keeps eye drops in his pocket so people don't mistake his red, sensitive eyes as a sign of being high on drugs. People reported in June 2025 that he had been sober for more than 3 years. So again, he got sober like right around the time he met Taylor. In a December Instagram reel, he said he was proud to remain sober through some of the hardest shit I've ever been through in my entire life. Okay. No major decisions in the first year of sobriety. Gets in a relationship with Taylor Frankie Paul 2 days sober. So, alright. Fresh off a swinging scandal divorce, boyfriend is newly sober tile guy. Let's get it. They announce in November, so they have been together for 4 months? Unclear, 4 to 5 months. They announced that they were expecting a child together, but it was an ectopic pregnancy, which is basically, I think, where the zygote, like fetus, like pre-fetus, it's a zygote, I guess. It's like growing in your fallopian tube, not in the uterus, so it like can't develop. Like it's a non-viable pregnancy, I think. I'm not a doctor, but that's what I understand. So I blame his dad for not forcing him to stay and be a bird farmer. I think it was a far better career choice for him. No, for real. Volkember, thank you for subscribing with Prime. He also, when he got out of Taylor, 2 years out of a marriage. We were 2 years out of marriage. She was like 5 minutes out of her marriage. Like, this whole thing is just spooky to me. And yes, it can be fatal. So I felt like, you just went through this crazy scandal. You got divorced. And then this guy gets you pregnant. That could have been a moment for like a wake-up call. That could have been like, whoa. Things are going crazy. Let's take a break. Let's reassess. Unfortunately, it was not. She announces in December, well, this was good. She announces in December 2022 that they broke up, and then January, they're back together. So they're doing like off on again thing, and I'm so glad that you brought up trauma bonding. I have a slide about that later. I think he used this as a way to trauma bond to her. Like, trauma bonded through sobriety, through divorce. Like, they're just super, super trauma bonded to each other. And I wasn't going to waste our time watching all of these. They're just dancing to music with text. Like, you get the point. So they say, you know what? Let's start filming The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. Let's do it. They filmed the pilot February 2023. Right after they filmed the pilot, they take an 11-month break. That is very normal. Very normal to take a long break after filming a pilot. That's the point of a pilot. You film the pilot and then you bring it to different networks, and networks go, I want that, here's some money, get back out there. Most pilots, like the producers, like pay for them or get one grant or a fund or something like that, or somebody invest, and then Hulu picks it up, sends in Hulu producers, Hulu cameras, all that stuff. So very normal that they took this long ass break. A lot of people say they took a break because of what I'm about to say. I don't know, but I do know it's normal to take a long ass break like this. So, February 2023, they're filming the pilot. Taylor drops a video on how she and Dakota met. He slid into her DMs after the swinging scandal. So I personally think that he is literally like predator for her. Predator. Watched your sister wives stream earlier today. One thing about white people, they're going to dig that ditch lying to themselves in the world. So true. And I assume you meant white people and not YouTube people. But if you did, honestly, also true. So, how I met my boyfriend, officially her boyfriend, and then heard round the world, Taylor Frankie Paul is arrested February 23rd for domestic violence after a physical altercation with Dakota Mortensen. Yes. Not good. Not good at all. White YouTube people, double homicide. Damn, I'm both. Tough. So there is a lot of body cam footage. We're not going to watch all of it, but we're going to watch a fair amount of it. We're going to watch nothing, a couple minutes. So if you can't really handle that, feel free to tap out, put it on mute, go to the bathroom, whatever. Like I said, we're not going to watch all the footage because there's one that's like 55 minutes, but we are going to watch a decent amount of it. So this is the body cam footage of when she is arrested in February 2023.
How do you spell your first name? Go ahead and just focus on breathing for me.
Shocking video shows what led up to the arrest of Taylor Frankie Paul, a Mormon influencer known for referencing swinging in her videos.
Hi guys, we are going to be prepping for my kids because for those of you that know, I'm a divorced parent, so I do like a prep day before my kids come for the weekend. I already have them because I got them a day earlier than I thought, so we're still going to go get groceries and prep for the weekend.
28-year-old Paul rose to fame on TikTok after saying her ex-husband, Tate Paul, filed for divorce when she broke the rules in their soft swinging relationship.
Did you sleep with him or just kiss him?
I slept with him.
Okay, fine.
Nearly 1 year after her ex-husband filed for divorce, Paul was caught on camera crying hysterically before her arrest.
I'm emotionally hurting. I'm not physically hurting. I'm emotionally hurting.
Okay. So your last name is just Paul?
Yep.
Okay.
The video shows a clearly distraught Paul speaking with police after a 911 call came in for a domestic violence report on February 17th.
I hate that this footage is public.
What is the city and address of your emergency?
I debated including it because I do too, but I think part of the reason why people hate her and she's so villainized is because of the way that people have clipped this and framed this. So that's why I ultimately decided to include it, because I feel like it is relevant. You know what I mean? Because like a lot of people don't watch the whole thing and then form an opinion about her actions. I've been in some shitty circumstances in life. I cannot imagine having it filmed for the world to see. Exactly. Okay, sorry. I want you to pay attention to this part. This is the 911 call. I want you to hear what the neighbor is saying. This is what I mean when I say people pick it apart. Listen to what the neighbor is saying about the situation.
17th.
911, what is the city and address of your emergency?
There's like domestic violence, like somebody is screaming, like get off me. There is like a woman screaming. There's like the garage door keeps opening and shutting. It sounds like she's trying to get out.
She's trying to get out.
Utah police arrive at Paul's home to find
the neighbor said she heard a woman screaming who was trying to get out of the garage. That is the 911 call.
Her and her boyfriend, 30-year-old Dakota Mortensen, amidst an argument.
You threw me in the garage.
After that, police separate the pair and begin to question Paul.
What's up?
I just want to be able to talk to you without you two bickering at each other.
Okay.
Okay? So go ahead, like you can sit or whichever.
Okay.
So what's your name?
Taylor.
Taylor. I'm Officer Rugebrecht with the Harriman Police Department.
Okay.
The neighbors called in saying they heard a bunch of yelling and screaming.
I'm sorry.
It's so sad, but I'm glad you said only what Dakota had posted is what you had seen. That's why I decided to include it.
So let's start with this.
Yes, we're going to talk about Darvo in a second.
T-A-Y-L-Y.
Go ahead and just focus on breathing for me.
Okay, go ahead.
So Taylor, right?
Yeah.
What's your last name?
Paul.
Things have to escalate so bad for your neighbors in a single family home to notice and call the police. I think it's a townhome, but not relevant.
I'm good.
Right. Have you had a little bit too much to drink tonight? I can smell the alcohol pretty strong.
Sure, but not anything crazy. I went out on a girls' night and I came home. Safe driving.
Okay. I'm not worried about that. I'm just worried about, like, do I need to call paramedics to come check you out?
No, I think I'm good.
I think she is having a
Paul
panic attack.
continues to cry, explaining to officers her side of the story.
What did I do wrong so I can help myself?
What did I do wrong so I can help myself?
What did I do wrong? Help me to know so I can do better.
Help me to know so I can do better. Like, she literally breaks my heart. And in this moment, I can tell, like, she is, like, all the social conditioning that she has received as a Mormon woman, where it's like, everything is your fault, men can do no wrong, that is what's radiating here. I'll always defend her in this instance because she was failed in this scenario, and I believe this experience solidified her belief that she deserves Dakota. I 100% agree with you.
Taylor, look at me. It's not that you did anything wrong, per se. We are just... The neighbors called in thinking that someone's getting hurt.
No one's getting hurt. I'm just so much scared because I'm good divorce and I'm just so hurt.
Okay, let's talk about Darvo. I felt like this was an important time to talk about Darvo. This is coined in the 1990s by a psychology researcher, Jennifer Fried, where it is a strategy designed to evade responsibility and maintain power. It shifts focus away from a perpetrator's actions. The perpetrator confuses the victim, makes them doubt their own memory, question their sanity, and feel guilty for the confrontation. So, this is what it stands for: deny, attack, reverse victim and offender. So they deny, they attack you, they become the victim, you become the offender. Deny. The perpetrator vehemently denies any wrongdoing or abusive event ever happened. Attack. They attack credibility, sanity, or character of the person holding them accountable. You hit me. Look at you. You're crying. You're acting crazy. Reverse victim and offender. They twist the narrative so they become the victim and the original victim is cast as the aggressor. So someone said, isn't that gaslighting? I would say yes and no. I think gaslighting is a part of Darvo, but I don't think all gaslighting is Darvo. Kind of a square rectangle situation. Example, Danny from the Valley. Ladies, until you've heard stay until you hate him, the reality is stay until you hate yourself. Hope everyone stays safe. Yeah, for real. You gotta remain vigilant. So now that we know what Darvo is, let's watch a little bit more of this. We left off here.
What?
Thank you. Is that what's going on tonight that started everything?
Yeah, I'm emotionally super hurt. I can't help anyone. I'm just so hurt emotionally. I'm sorry. Can I get a drink of water? Can I get a drink of water? I'm just really hurting. I can get my husband to come get the kids if that's easier. I don't know what he wants from me. I don't know what anyone wants from me. I'm just so hurt.
So, tell me what happened to me.
He pushed me in the garage and it's fine. I don't give a fuck. I just want to move on.
He pushed me in the garage, but I don't give a fuck. I just want to move on. I don't give a fuck about him. I just want to run.
I pushed him.
I pushed him. I hit him. She, again, Darvo, she's admitting, I pushed him, I hurt him. But she also has said that he locked her in the garage. Police are not adequate for this. Police are so useless in this.
Can you promise not to talk to him while we go in there?
Sure. Paul says she went, quote, ballistic during the argument.
And then she went inside and talked to him more, and I think they started fighting again.
So I just need you to tell me what happened tonight. So you went out on a girls' night. You said that, right?
Yeah, he came pick me up from girls' night.
And then what happened?
And he was bitching me out the whole way home.
About, so when you describe that to me, about what?
I guess having fun with the girls.
The pace and lack of care in the conversation.
We were going to a concert, but he was like, we're not going to the concert now. And he came home. And then we were fighting. And we were fighting at each other. And then he like, I was going at him, I guess hitting him. And then he pushed me into the kids' stuff. And then I went ballistic because they pushed me so hard. And then I fought back. And then we were just...
I fought back.
And I just want him out.
I just want him out. Again, it's her house.
Where did the kids go?
My daughter's right there, and then my son's up sleeping because we had my family member that was babysitting. And this all, I guess this all.
With you guys fighting,
This guy cannot handle this.
No, I think...
They're pushing her through it when she can't even string a sentence together.
Yeah, I just want to go to bed.
I just want to go to bed. Oh my god.
I think I'm okay. I'm good.
what about the other scene?
And she just keeps saying, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry.
And then,
I'm sorry, I just want my dad.
I just want my dad.
Then speak with Mortensen.
And, like, think about what we know about her and her childhood and how badly she's been hurt. She is self-admitted intoxicated, but still.
Trying to do for the last hour and a half is to leave.
This is so Darvo to me.
Just being bombarded, feeling like she's jumping on my truck.
Cops are probably also Mormon and of the mindset women are to blame.
Yeah, I think my truck door's broke. Like, she's on top of my
Property
truck.
destruction.
Like, dude,
Acting crazy.
I'm just, I can't
Dude.
believe what just happened.
I can't even believe this.
look at your truck.
I'm just like,
Let's go look at your truck, man.
Mortensen explains Paul is going through a divorce, which may have led to her stress level. He also explains to police
Is it a
what led up to
townhouse?
the
No, I
argument.
don't think it is actually.
That's what I was trying to explain. Is like, so she's going through a lot right now. Yeah, with her divorce and stuff. Like, I think that's just been really hard on her. And she hasn't done anything.
He's also sober and has an upper hand in retelling events, exactly.
Yeah, and that wasn't that long ago, so it's very fresh. So we got.
Gee, maybe the one who doesn't even own the house should have been made to leave.
And so that's why it's been hard. It's just been like a lot, I think, for her.
Okay.
And yeah, I think she's going through a lot. She's the type to where, yeah, it's hard for her, I think, to get help.
She's the type.
She fights it.
So you guys come home. She starts getting angry.
Yeah.
Because you're saying that you're wanting to go
That woman
home.
is so small drunk in mid-panic attack, and you want me to believe bro is a victim?
I was like, let's go. Like, you need to go inside. And I think she was saying something that she wanted to go party still. I'm like, no.
She wants to party. She loves to party.
Yeah, and then I went inside because I was finding just like she was not coming out. So I was like,
Gabby
okay, well,
Petito,
I'm
it is
she
very
said
similar. It's
her
very
parents
sad.
were So I was like, oh, perfect. I was like, I'm gonna go.
Are they actually in there?
No, they weren't. It was like, I don't know, like her.
Should have stayed a bird farmer.
And so I went in there and was like gonna get them. I'm like, hey, Taylor's like drunk. You like come get her or something.
Are they coming over?
No, they already left. They were house sitting for her, watching her kids.
Oh, okay.
And then she kept flying in. And that's when she was like freaking out on me in front of them. And I'm like,
It's
whoa.
sinister seeing her so clearly unwell and him so calm, and the cops think he's the
I don't
victim.
even know what she was saying. I don't know, something about her phone. She was going off about her phone, and then she
Women and their phones.
And then, oh no, she threw it on the ground. And then,
The sound effects.
I'm trying to think. Damn, everything happened so fast.
It's so annoying.
Approach Paul again. She tells them she was so scared during the incident, she lost control of her bladder.
So I talked to Dakota. Tell me.
Laughing and joking with the cop. No, it's literally sickening. That's why I included it, because I felt like it to you all it would be obvious.
In the garage in his truck. Like what happened outside at the truck?
All I know is that I was so scared that I peed my pants.
And look, you can tell she peed her pants. You can see it. You can literally see it.
I reacted, sure. I threw it at him.
Via
And she admits, yeah, I reacted and I threw it at him.
That's untrue.
She's saying that she was so scared that she peed herself.
Oh my gosh, no.
You guys saw it. I saw it too. It kind of looked like a shadow, but she peed her pants. Also, keep in mind, she recently went through an ectopic pregnancy. She has had 2 children in the last 5 years. Not weird at all that you peed your pants when you're afraid.
No,
And
that's
so,
not true.
and she made that point multiple times when I first arrived at the house, I don't remember ever seeing her pee herself, and like
She did. You and I saw it.
like I feel like that's something that I would have easily
I'm on Twitch.
recognized.
Absolutely, that's a lie. I mean, she's just lying. That's not true.
Eventually, the responding officer tells Paul she's under arrest.
Well, the hard part is that
Insane.
two different stories.
Okay.
As far as tonight's concerned, based on what I've seen and what's taken place, at this time you're going to be placed under arrest for DV, for domestic violence. Okay?
Look at her,
So
like,
before I talk to you more
in
about
her
it,
home.
turn around, place your hands behind your back.
So is he not at all?
Not tonight, no.
not tonight.
I'm confused. So he pushed me and I'm under arrest? Why?
I can talk to you more about
Okay,
it.
that's fine, but I'm just curious why. Okay.
A lot calmer than I would have reacted. We're all so confused, girl.
I'm going to do my. Am I allowed to talk or not?
Yeah. And just give me a second.
I'm going
Just give me a second.
So why am I under arrest?
For reacting to being locked in a room. She was locked in the garage while her children were at home.
Based on the evidence that I'm seeing.
Based on the evidence I'm
here
seeing.
tonight.
What's your evidence? Just curious.
Just all the stuff on the ground and you throwing things at him.
Because she admitted things and told the truth and he didn't.
All that.
Are we allowed to ask him or is that not allowed? Because.
What do you mean by asking?
Because when he sees this, he's not going to agree to it.
Officials can then be seen discussing the arrest with Mortensen.
The reality, that's the reality of this, is that you were victimized tonight. And that's why we're here, is we don't want...
She does not get the chance to change pants.
Further violence. Yeah. And maybe this is the reality check she needs, that like...
Disgusting.
I need to
Like, my blood is boiling.
put things in check. So...
I know this is long, I'm sorry, but you see why we needed to watch it.
Go over there real quick.
Sorry, the one kid just puked and so.
No, it's fine. I'm glad the parents showed up.
I think her ex-husband showed up to get the kids.
The little girl? The one upstairs. Oh, okay. Oh, God.
Or maybe Taylor's parents?
What is... Do you know the daughter's name? Yeah.
So that's that. We don't need to watch the rest of it. You see exactly what happened. I'm not going to read the whole police report. We're going to kind of skim through it. We arrived. We could hear yelling. The garage was open. There was a Toyota in the street. I rang the bell, could still hear yelling. They both came out. Dakota said he was sober and Taylor was hammered. Contact with Taylor. She was drunk at a girls' night. You guys saw it. Pants soaked, had a panic attack from being in a locked room, and big burly guy is the victim. Okay. You're a victim. Hell is hot. These men are losers. While attempting to separate them, Taylor wanted her phone. I told Taylor we could get it. She believed Dakota had it. She walked towards Officer Felsing and Dakota. While she was walking, it was apparent Taylor was alcohol impaired. Dakota stated that Taylor threw her phone at him. Taylor found her phone on the floor of the kitchen. I followed Taylor to the front door and spoke with her on the steps. I interviewed her. Blah, blah, blah. She said she went ballistic. I could tell Dakota was reluctant to give a statement. There was vehicle damage. Taylor began saying mean things to Dakota. While switching places, he advised Dakota and Taylor have been in a relationship for 6 months. Dakota does not reside at the residence, and Taylor had been making statements. I observed multiple metal chairs and other household items on the floor in the front entryway. The chairs look like they may have come from the kitchen island. I observed a vase of roses on the ground by the kitchen. Yes, he did show the videos, and we'll get to that later. I documented injuries of both parties. On Taylor, I only observed a scratch on one of her hands. Taylor did complain that her hand hurt. I asked if she needed paramedics. She denied. On Dakota, I observed redness and swelling around his eyes, and he had a pain on his elbow and minor swelling and scratches and a laceration on his neck. His eyes were showing signs of bruising. But didn't he earlier say that he had red sensitive eyes? Didn't he say that? Do you guys remember that? Do you guys fucking remember how earlier he said he's so sensitive about his eyes, but then suddenly he didn't need to bring that up to the police that his eyes are always red. Suddenly then it was from bruising. Got it. He uploaded images of the bruising. Booking charges were assault, criminal mischief, and domestic violence in the presence of a child. And then here is her mugshot, unfortunately. And I think this is more important than a presidential portrait. I think this is an exact example of what abuse looks like, what Darville looks like, and what it looks like when you're not the perfect victim. It's even crazier why no one asked him why he, sober, did not leave and get help for the kids. Why couldn't he defend himself against a 100-pound woman? That's what I'm saying. Because any man who's sober and being a man and being ethical would be like, you know what? I'm going to call your friend to come keep an eye on you. Clearly, I'm upsetting you. And then he would have simply sat in the front yard. So in August 2023, again, that was in February. In August, Taylor pleaded guilty. I found lots of stuff, but it was all different. Basically, it got paused for abeyance, and then she had to adhere to a lot of terms during that duration. No law violations, substance abuse, domestic violence evaluations, recommended treatment, and then they would reduce it to a misdemeanor from a felony. She was not allowed to consume alcohol or drugs, and then she eventually pled guilty to a third-degree felony count of aggravated assault, and 4 other misdemeanor charges, including the domestic violence, were dismissed with prejudice. So, September, before we get to that, let's reference the men that used to hunt and do man shit instead of being a victim and a useless man. So the legal situation is a lot. She's not going to jail. She's kind of on this weird probation thing. They always ask women who are victims of DV why they didn't leave, but suddenly that question isn't on the list for Dakota. Exactly. So then, right after she does this plea, Taylor reveals that she and Dakota are expecting their rainbow baby. Yay. Oh, goody. Baby Mortensen coming 2024. Okay. I knew you all would be as equally disturbed as I was. And if you're like, but this just happened, why didn't you include any transition? Because there wasn't. Nothing else happened in between these. I've never rooted more for a breakup than them. Did the public know about the arrest at this point? I think so. I'm like 90% sure. Yes. What is a rainbow baby? They had an ectopic pregnancy before, so a miscarriage. So a rainbow baby is like after you have a miscarriage. People say it's like the rainbow after a bad situation. They named the baby Ever. Crazy that all this happened in between the pilot and actual filming too. Exactly. Because the pilot is pre-arrest and then they start filming after, but a long time after. Lots of people were like, oh, they picked up cameras right after the arrest. That's not true. A lot of people are saying, oh, they weren't going to do the show and then she got arrested, so then they decided to. I don't know about that, but the arrest was really close after they filmed the pilot. So, I personally think that Dakota used the ectopic pregnancy to trauma bond Taylor further and probably weaponized God. Dakota was probably like, God put this on our path. That was a sign from God that we're supposed to be together. We can have a rainbow baby from God. Like, I just know God was involved with it. And I know, like, with the hormones and the ectopic pregnancy and, like, all of that. And keep in mind, like, the arrest and the DV situation wasn't too far after that miscarriage either. It was within a couple of months because this relationship moves very, very quickly. I just feel like this whole thing is so manipulative and so weird and so intense. I'd never tell him it's his kid after this. There wouldn't be like, It's very, very spooky. Don't bring me into this mess. God, probably. Jesus wants us to stay together for this baby. That's what I know he did. I know it. Having a child will actually wreck you if you can't handle a little drunkenness or a ding to your truck. I don't know about Utah, but in my state, in order to be charged with DV, the victim has to pursue the charges. So is Dakota Mormon? I think he's Mormon when convenient. I'm going to look it up. Is Dakota Mormon? I really can't type. Why does my finger hurt so bad? Mormon. Yes, he was raised in a strict and close-knit Mormon family in Caldwell, Idaho, and has struggled with his faith and addiction. So very Mormon. So season 1 of Secret Lives of Mormon Wives finishes filming in April or May of 2024. So over a year after the arrest. So like I said, it's not weird that the pilot was filmed so far before the rest of the show, but a lot happened in between that. So we do the pilot, she's not pregnant, and then in the show, she's like out to here, and then I think has the baby. Seeing people this manipulative makes me wonder how much bullshit they spew that people actually believe. So this is the launch of the show. This is jaw-dropping season 1 moments. I don't know how they got permission to film in front of the Mormon church.
Shockwaves through her following, announcing that she was getting a divorce.
We started having
We haven't seen this video before.
Really
it's not the trailer.
Things ended up on Reddit because of one of the moms from Mom Talk. My blood was boiling. I got on a TikTok live, 50 to 60,000 people. We would have parties.
Oh, the
There
intro.
was a group of us that were intimate with each other, and that's where things just kind of like blew up.
There was a rumor that Connor was on Tinder.
We know about this.
You guys remember that rumor?
Yeah.
Of course you do.
Yeah.
And I lied about it because I was embarrassed. I didn't even know it was true until I confronted Connor. And I went to him like, look at this joke. There was more to that. He had been struggling
Okay,
with
apparently he's only Mormon when convenient for him. I love the inside info from Mads.
I didn't want to say anything. I didn't want
We already
to come
watched
out
this,
because
and
I
it's
just,
not about Taylor, so we're going to skip
there's
some
a
of
whole
this.
story. You know, there's a reason why
Taylor.
people do certain things. And I think...
Tell him yet. Don't tell him. I don't want Zach to stress out right now.
The Chippendales of it all. I'm neutral on Taylor Frankie Paul, but always respect how she didn't judge Whitney.
Chippendales. I've heard of it
Yeah.
all my life. This is my first time going, and honestly,
I like
jaw
Taylor
on the
Frankie
floor.
Paul is very non-judgmental because I think she glass stones are houses, you know.
Dakota
See?
and Zach are mad that their wives are going to Chippendales, or not even going to Chippendales, but just walking inside the building.
He doesn't want to be married to me if I do stuff like that.
I wanted to do something really creative
Pregnant
to tell
as
my
hell.
mom and dad and my
Boyfriend mad
siblings
at you
that I
over
was
Chippendales.
pregnant. Should we hold up the test?
So, you get the vibes. Season 1, people loved her and they hated her. Taylor's presence was undeniable. She gave what needed to be given. She's raw, unpredictable, gave zero filtered responses. She managed to turn what could have been a short-lived TikTok infamy into long-form storytelling gold, and fans noticed. They dissected every frame, and Taylor was at the center of it all. Whether you loved her, hated her, or fluctuated between the two in the same episode, she ended up winning season 1. So these are these like episode recaps, but they're really giving AI, so sorry. And I like picked out the parts about Taylor. Taylor introduced the post-scandal, already separated from most of Mom Talk, trying to rebuild her image while starting a new relationship with Dakota. There's instability and conflict, including the public altercation where Taylor's arrested. They do show some of the body cam footage on the show. Mr. Redacted legally, you have to warn us before the piss test cake. So Taylor's largely isolated. A lot of the women like Whitney are still like, ugh, her past, she's so sketchy. Then episode 2 way jumps ahead. She is pregnant with Dakota's baby and moving into a complicated commitment with him despite her family's disapproval and concerns about his addiction. Their relationship is framed as a dependent and unstable with frequent mistrust and arguments. And some of the women avoid fully siding with Taylor, and she feels kind of judged by a lot of them. And then this is her baby shower.
Oh, is Whitney not here yet?
I don't know. Oh, fashionably late.
Is she coming? Last night I was with her and she's not coming.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Oh. Did she tell her she's not coming?
No, and I told her maybe she should, but she said that Taylor's probably not even gonna notice.
I am shocked that Whitney is not coming to the baby shower. At the same time, I know she's not a big fan of Taylor right now, so it doesn't surprise me, but she should at least send her a text. I feel like this is sending a message to Taylor that she does not want to be friends and she does not care.
Oh, I think those over-the-counter gender reveal tests aren't as
like too much detail,
accurate.
But she just says that she just doesn't want to be involved with Taylor.
Can I get a pic with all of you girls? Is everyone here?
I think so.
Whitney, where's Whitney?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
What do you mean? Did she say she wasn't coming?
I guess she told Layla last night she couldn't come.
I honestly think
why. Why isn't she coming?
She's very direct.
Wait, Whitney's not coming?
You're like the worst liar ever.
I know.
Layla came out? What?
Guys, I don't know.
You guys don't have a friendship, so she felt like she didn't need to come today because you guys don't have a friendship.
Oh, that's news to me.
I didn't want to be the one to have to bring it up.
Shoot the messenger.
I was just hoping you wouldn't notice, so I wouldn't have to say
I love a bisexual queen, Layla. And then, like, Taylor's mom called Whitney, and that was kind of weird. The group splits into factions, the saints and the sinners, and Taylor is firmly an outsider with the other controversial members who drink, etc. She's trying to navigate the pregnancy, defending her relationship with Dakota. Lots of people question his reliability. Tension around Dakota grows through group conversations, and there's hints that he's been lying about the times that they've been broken up. Because remember, they were very off again, on again. Did he hook up with someone? He says he didn't. They play a truth box game, and Taylor confronts Whitney about the fractured friendship, highlighting how Taylor feels abandoned during her pregnancy and this relationship turmoil. And Dakota, the discussion around Dakota becomes more pointed, and it's clear Taylor's trying to hold everything together. Like, she's huge pregnant, she's fresh off this scandal, she's with this guy, she's been arrested for DV against him. Like, it's a hot mess express. Whitney steps away from mom talk, and Taylor becomes more entrenched in a smaller group, and Dakota's behavior becomes a growing topic, and people are openly being like, I don't like the way he treats you, because they would, like, argue on the phone. He was yelling at her about the Chippendales thing. Like, it was very intense and toxic. They are suggesting that Dakota had overlapping involvement with someone else during an unstable relationship time with Taylor, adding pressure to her already fragile trust. So she's like, damn, you said you didn't hook up with anyone while we were broken up. Everyone's saying that you did and that there was overlap, and I'm already pregnant and we've already had, like, all of this. Like, it's horrible. So they go to Vegas, and this puts Taylor and Dakota in close proximity under scrutiny because there's, like, they're on the trip, because Taylor's like super pregnant, so he comes, and then Jen's awful husband comes. The women collectively express discomfort with how controlling and volatile both Jen and Taylor's relationships are, and friend dynamics shift as Taylor is caught between defending Dakota and hearing doubts from women that she's trying to reconnect with. So she is just like isolated on all fronts, and then Taylor is directly told that Dakota might have cheated on her, but it's coming through another woman that's connected from the group. So, like, she has a sit down and is like, here's the dates, here's the times, here's the text messages. And so Taylor confronts Dakota about this, making the acknowledgement of this other woman issue. It had been hinted at in earlier episodes, but this is like they're being pretty direct about it. Dakota denies this, he reframes it, and this makes her distrust him more, because she's like, I feel like you're lying, like, because she basically is pregnant and is like, tell me what the fuck happened and we can move on. And he's like, nothing happened. And she's like, I don't believe you. And her whole thing is like, she just wants to trust him and know the truth. And she just feels like he keeps lying rather than just being honest. Because she was like, our relationship at the beginning was fucked up. We made mistakes. Let's start a clean slate. Let's be honest. And he's just not doing that. Then she gives birth, but still the relationship is kind of up in the air. Mom Talk is still divided over whether they're going to support Taylor. They really question her judgment staying with him, and they feel like she's just like a drama magnet, and it's just not the vibes. This is December of 2023.
Get ready with me while I talk about why I'm pregnant.
I wanted to put this after season 1 because... honestly, I don't know. I just wanted to let her explain this after we talked about the show, so you could know about the toxicity between them before you saw this.
I don't have a ring on my finger. That is one of our most common questions is, when are you guys going to get married? Dakota, when are you proposing? And I would like to first say, if it was Dakota's way, we'd already be married by now. He actually did bring up marriage very early on in our relationship, and I feel like men know early on if they want to marry you. With that being said, he did know that I was going through a lot, and that probably wasn't the best timing, but he did express you're the girl I want to marry. I've been very open and honest and just saying, like, I would like to better myself before I get into another marriage. With that being said, the end goal is to get...
I feel like another control tactic for Dakota is that since he's not using anymore, I refuse to say he's sober because I know he's not emotionally sober. He knows Taylor gets wasted frequently, and he can use his sobriety as a way to shame and manipulate and gaslight her. Mind you, we're still in 2023. Imagine how tired we are. This was posted before the show was done, but I still felt like it was relevant.
Married. And a lot of people are like, well, you're having a baby now. But I don't feel like I should also be pressured into something else because something else happened, if that makes sense.
Good.
And
one good decision that she has made.
A lot of women would probably go up and get married. Speaking of my lover boy, look what he brought me. Marriage material right here.
Hey ho.
I guess what I'm going to say is I just want to...
No, he wasn't married before. I think just she was.
So I can be the best wife, partner, mother that I can be. And when you're pregnant, there is a lot of stress on the body, and I honestly didn't want to add more stress with trying to plan a wedding. And I know this is like nobody's business, and I don't have to explain myself, but honestly, I just kind of wanted to give like a backstory of like where we are and
he was
why.
Married before? Who was he married to? I just knew he didn't have kids, so I guess that's on me for assuming.
To prove that I love him and he loves me.
He was married? Let me look this up. Oh my god, I'm a failed journalist.
We've been through in our first year of a relationship, and we're still here. I love that I'm talking about this.
He was married. Oh, and the drug addiction. That'll do it.
And yes, I could still go to church. Church is for the sinners, not the saints.
They wed in August 2015.
He did move in.
And they separated December 2016.
We're so excited and so happy. If you're in a shitty place in your relationship, in your life, I promise it does get better, but you have to do it.
Meanwhile, her fuck-ass parents were shaming her for not marrying, knowing their DV history. I hate her family. But a successful white YouTuber.
That is my spiel for today. I hope you guys have a good rest of your
He was married to my coworker's old sorority sister. Wild stories. Okay, so he was married for a year, but I guess because of like the drug issues he was going through at the time. She's very private, so I won't put her name, but he was married to her, and it was not a pretty marriage either. I did see her name online, but I'm not going to post it because you said she's very private. So... they're on the show. After they film, Taylor gives birth to Ever. I think that's its name. Dakota, he was such a good partner in the process and very supportive. It's like, I'm on cloud 9 with this. This is the first time I've ever been confident in us in a future. I hope that I can trust him. And then here is the birth announcement, 2024. Ever True was born March 19th, right at the end of filming. Its name, I'm sorry. So, yay, there's a baby. This is what she posted September 2024. She admitted she was in no rush to get engaged. I just want to take my time. I don't want to end up in another situation of being divorced. So I just want everything to be really solid and have the foundation of trust. So I feel like that takes time. I would love for that to be the end goal, but I think right now, building up to that is where I'm at. Ever True. Dakota's not. And this is like one of her few good decisions. Occasionally she'll make a good decision, and this is one of them. And she also discussed how she and Dakota were preparing to watch their ups and downs on television. I feel like I might have vented to my mom and been a little harsh. He's very sensitive, so I feel like it could be a lot harder for him. It could also be triggering True to bring up these conversations, especially... I think I've heard the cliffhanger, so that in of itself stirs up some stuff. We're doing good today. We're going through work. I really hope that not too much comes out. This is also September of 2024.
Count 1, guilty. Count 2, guilty. Count 3, guilty.
I hate him so bad. That audio made no sense. I didn't like the text, but he's basically being like, I never cheated, I've never done anything wrong, and Taylor's all that mattered to me. But the audio is like, guilty, guilty, guilty. So I don't like that. Ever True is a crazy name for child of people who admitted to cheating on their partners. We're Doing Good Today is so sad and classic DV. It really is. So October 2024, season 2 has just started filming. Taylor reveals that her and Dakota are at odds off screen. It's really hard for me to watch the ups and downs of me and Dakota because it's all such true feelings. None of it is fabricated or acting or nothing. It's all real. So it's hard for me to watch and look back to that. That's probably one of the hardest moments. I would say we're working on things and actually have no idea where it goes from here. We're not fully together, but not fully done. I don't know where the future holds him and I. It's just a lot. So I'm coping and trying to cope. I don't want to watch the show. Which, like, yeah, I would also not want to watch myself in an abusive DV relationship. And then October 2024, she puts a picture of Dakota on her Instagram story and says, due to personal reasons, I'll be back with the same man that I said I'm done with. Please. Please stop doing. We were so close. We were so close. And I'm streaming on TikTok. YouTube is being a hater to me. Like, Taylor, get up. Taylor. Ugh. I can't. It is funny, though. Like, she's funny. That's why, like, I can't help but stan. I'm sorry. Like, she's funny about it. It is, like, it's not funny, but the fact that she's like, I know this is a fucking mess. That's funny. She is funny. Domestic violence, not funny. Taylor Frankie Paul, very funny. Very funny woman. So, November 2024, there's a lot of speculation because she shared a video of him doing chores around the house and giving her flowers. The caption, at least he be trying. And then Layla commented, girl, I'm tired. Humor as a coping mechanism. Girl, look in the mirror, please. Like, she's self-aware, though. Like, that's what kills me, is her self-awareness. And now it's time for season 2, baby. Season 2. Let's get those cameras back up. Hulu said, we know you're going through a lot right now. We want to make sure we capture all of it. No break. No break. Why does she give Trisha Paytas vibes? She is the Utah Trisha Paytas. It typically takes at least 7 attempts to leave an abusive relationship. And that is true. And imagine attempts 1 through 6 being on national television. Ugh. I don't want to watch reality TV or follow people directly, but I do love the storytelling and sociology outlooks that you and other creators have. And that's what I'm here for. Because, like, what I always hope is that if whoever I'm doing the stream about, unless I hate them, if they watched it, they would be like, you know what? You weren't disrespectful. That's all that I hope. And I feel like Taylor Frankie Paul wouldn't care, personally. Like, think about everything everyone else has said to her. I think she would view me as an ally. So, season 2, a hot new mother has entered the villa.
I think Mom Talk's been a positive impact for the Mormon community.
Okay. Life has been a blur. Mom Talk has become a nationwide trend.
I never imagined everything to blow up like this, but it's a double-edged sword.
You're opening up yourself and your family to all kinds of drama.
Can I have a hug?
You can have a handshake.
Where is everyone at?
Whitney wants back in Mom Talk.
Everything feels kind of fake about it. I'm trying to protect Mom Talk.
I don't feel like inviting the devil back in.
I think everybody just needs to get the freaking stick out of their...
Anyone that comes in at this point is clout chasing.
What the hell? Is that Miranda? Oh my god.
Miranda is Taylor's ex-best friend.
I'm going to set the record straight on the swinging scandal.
So Miranda is Chase's ex-wife. If we think back to 2022, the original soft swinging scandal, Chase admitted love for Taylor. Miranda was Taylor's best friend, Chase's ex-wife. She has entered the show. Someone had a good comment on TikTok. I feel conflicted with Taylor because she's a white woman who gets away with a lot. I do agree, but as we pointed out from all the footage, I really think it's important to call out her story because she's a really good example of what the not perfect victim looks like. And race plays a huge, huge, huge role in here. I can only imagine how much worse she would have been treated by the police if she was a woman of color. But it's rare that we have such a clear example on camera, documented, dated, timed of Darvo. So that's why, to me, like, that is the overarching thing that I want to talk about. And at no point am I going to be like, she's a perfect person who's never made a mistake. I don't think that at all. And I hope you guys know my spirit that regardless of what she looked like, I would be going this hard. More of season 2.
It's gonna get messy, for sure. How is everything going with Dakota? Things are just getting worse. I do worry about Dakota's sobriety.
All I wanted is a family.
Things for Zach and I have been pretty rocky.
This is our marriage. This isn't a game.
I think this is gonna be a little intense.
You announced we were swingers to the whole universe.
What to do? No one had sex ever, period. What the Who's lying to us?
Hey, don't touch my wife.
Oh, this is crazy. He's a psychopath. The police are here.
Mom talk is turning on each other left and right.
Things went down in Italy at Vanderpump Villa.
She has a cease and desist to keep her from talking about it.
If she comes at me, I will absolutely dominate.
Me too.
You're manipulative and you know it.
I really think she needs to get over herself.
Let's go. It's going to destroy the group as a whole.
Will you please cut the camera? I can't do this.
Jen is
The show must go on.
Taylor? I don't think so. She might be. She used to make videos back in the day talking about her Hispanic heritage. I saw something else, it's not in here, but while I was researching, saying she was Italian, and some other people have called out that, like, she is very, very white looking. But in Utah, the dark hair, she might not be perceived as Utah white. Utah white is, like, a very strict thing. So... Also in season 2, her mom got a new face. I don't think it's a coincidence that her mom got her face. She got like a crazy amount of stuff done. She got like a facelift, she got like filler, she got a new nose, she got a chin thing, she got like chin lipo. She got so much stuff and they like talk about it on the show. I just wanted to talk about that. I feel like that's relevant. I understand 2 things can be true. I feel the same way about the race situation here of like, it's Utah, it's like a white Utah. I think that if Taylor Frankie Paul was a black woman, people would crucify her far more than they have already, and even less people would be defending her. But I do think, like I said, it's just the Darvo is like radiating. And I think, again, Utah, she's being treated horribly because she's a woman, and intersectionality is so important. I walk away from the computer for 3 seconds and I hear season 2, her mom got a new face. Yes, that's the same person. The one on the right is season 1 and the one on the left is season 2, if you didn't put 2 and 2 together. So Taylor's past resurfaced because Miranda comes back and is like, what's up? You stole my husband, low-key. And the other women are pulled into fractures because Jen's marriage is a mess and Taylor is hit emotionally on multiple fronts. Her family is questioning her choices, and they want her to fix things with Dakota. This is Taylor's family. They say, you need to fix things with Dakota. That's what should happen. And then the infamous barbecue. If you did not already have negative feelings about her family, this will do it for you.
Does anybody want any corn?
I'm good right now. Thank you, though.
You're just so quiet. Like, you're just so closed off. I'm at loss of words. You guys were together and then not together, and then what's today? What's today looking like, I guess?
I don't know. Not.
It's just so exhausting going back and forth, on, off. It's not good. We're all tired of it. Like, really.
It's obvious. You guys started your relationship on a foundation of shit.
Yeah. I agree.
Let's be honest.
Yeah.
You didn't heal from your divorce. You had a ton of baggage. It's hard because you guys have a damn kid now.
Yeah. I always cry at these things too.
Like, speaking of race, I think Dakota has co-opted white woman tears. Like, as a deep knower of the power of white woman tears, Dakota does it, and I see it. And this is her stepdad.
Look, a relationship isn't 50-50. It's 100% on both ends. It feels like there's a little bit lacking on one end.
It's gonna take me a while to get there. I hear he slept with another girl. He admitted it. I was so sad that I needed space.
So her whole family is like, Dakota wants to marry you. You should be with him.
He went and hooked up with Jenna that very night. I found out and was bawling my eyes out.
During the time when I slept with the girl.
Because she met up with Jenna and was seeing that literally he would like sleep with Taylor, then go hang out with Jenna the next day. Do you know when her mom married her stepdad? Because he's acting like he knows everything and he knows better than Taylor. Her stepdad adopted her when she was 2 years old.
I hung with Taylor 3 times or 2 times.
2 nights after that, and he goes, and Taylor, you're pretty much the only girl I'm seeing. I'm trashed him. You come over the next night, me, and then you go and you hang out with another girl, and then he comes the next night and me again.
Well, okay.
I wasn't lying to you about someone else.
Here's the thing. I'm going to be blunt, freaking honest.
I'm about to be mad.
He just told me that you guys had seen each other 3 times.
I don't know Taylor.
Before all this. And then you're sitting there telling me that he came over and had sex with you? What does that say about you? I'm not pointing fingers. You guys.
That's what I'm saying. I was trash.
I know. I'm saying no.
I guess what I'm hearing is you deserved what you got because you like gave it up so easily. That's what I hear.
Because that's what he said.
Anyone you hear your parents say that, like, why were you expecting to be respected? It like hurts.
So yeah, and again, Jenna is the girl that Dakota was hooking up with around the time that he met Taylor. He was hooking up with both of them at the same time and lying about it. This is why Taylor has such intense trust issues with Dakota, because she said, were you hooking up with another girl when we met? I'm pregnant now. Let's get it all out in the open and be honest. And he said, no, I was not. She has a baby. Then Jenna says, hey, girly, hate to do this to you. I have receipts of him fucking me, or trying to. Heartbreaking that her family is like, get over it. Go with him. Submit to him. I think that this man should be in jail. I don't know. I know he stepped up and like adopted her or whatever, but why the fuck did he say that? What does that say about you, sir? I will light this whole motherfucker off, okay? This is her sister. Why the fuck does her family want her to repair things with him? That's how I feel too, Diva. She never said anything bad. This girl's been on the show a lot. I do not recall her doing anything except try to be helpful to her sister. They're so mean to her. So they're together at this time, but Dakota's like, let's get married, let's get married, let's get married. And she's like, no. And his family is like, no, you should marry him. He treated me like trash and you're pressuring me to fix things. She was struggling to communicate. They aren't trying to listen. I like how they laugh with him but crucify her. No, for real, it's awful. So then Taylor confronts Miranda about the swinging scandal and the long-standing accusations, because Miranda is basically like, hey, you put this on blast. My marriage got destroyed. Like, this sucks. We used to be best friends. Then you just completely stopped talking to me after this scandal. Like, Miranda was not thinking, it's Taylor's fault my husband sucks. Miranda was like, you were my best friend. This crazy stuff happened, and then we just didn't speak. Which I think is a really reason to be upset. Like, I really think it is. Taylor's storyline gets overshadowed a little bit in further episodes. This is one thing I didn't realize until I started putting this together, is that Taylor actually doesn't get into drama with the other women very often. There's drama of them being like, we think your personal life is a disaster, but she's not fighting with them that often. So family pressure remains a reoccurring force. Her family is still pushing her towards a reconciliation with them, even though they are still continuing to fight. Women experience milestone moments like pregnancies and business and things like that, and Taylor's instability is just like still radiating. Tensions escalate again as Taylor revisits unresolved accusations connected to Dakota and the past relationships. The emotional core betrayal, both the romantic and the social, mirrors her experience with Dakota and Miranda being around the group. The other thing that's fucked up is Dakota has weaseled his way in to friendships with all of these women's husbands. So even when him and Taylor are on bad terms or not speaking, he still comes to all the events. and is still just at fucking everything. So Miranda's return fully collides. Miranda denies part of the swinging scandal, and this like makes everyone reevaluate Taylor. They're like, was she lying? To me, it just seemed like two different perspectives. It didn't seem like that big of a difference. It was like very technical. We didn't technically have sex. It was next to each other. But whatever. Taylor's family is bringing Dakota into family spaces. They are inviting him to family events, which really intensifies Taylor's emotional conflict. And then mom talk is like, you should not be with Dakota. So Taylor is like, her family saying one thing, her friends saying another thing. They have that horrible Halloween party that we looked at, but that doesn't have as much to do with Taylor. Basically, Chase, at the Halloween party, Chase is like, you told the whole world we're swingers. And she's like, sorry. So here is a season 2 compilation.
I wasn't lying to you.
We're not going to
about
watch the
someone
whole
else.
thing.
Here's the thing, I'm gonna be blunt, freaking honest. He just told me that you guys had seen each other 3 times.
And this will show the text
and then
with
you're
Jenna.
telling me that he came over and had sex with you?
I want to
What does
adopt
that
her
say
as my
about you?
sister. No, for real, same.
I'm not pointing fingers.
And just for context, because I know a lot of you like to tap out around the 2 hours, we probably have about 30 minutes left, and it will be on YouTube tomorrow.
You guys...
That's what I'm saying. I was trash.
I know.
I guess what I'm hearing is you deserved what you got because you like gave it up so easily. That's what I hear.
Slut shaming in front of him is
Your
crazy.
parents say that, like, why were you?
Imagine slut shaming your 30-year-old daughter. What's wrong with you? Get help.
It's like so uncomfortable.
Yeah, I know.
I hate it. But
this is
it's
Jenna.
Not you. It's the situation.
Yeah.
And you're just unfortunately the one that was in the situation.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I needed this for like so long.
Yeah. And I feel like I have such like so many trust issues and like anxiety and all the things. So like I just want you to feel good, you know?
Yeah, well thank you. I knew there was something off and I just wanted truth.
Yeah. And I want to feel
Jenna's just another
I'll show you all the
person
texts
in their
and all the
social
things.
circle who was talking to Dakota.
Yeah, that would actually be great.
Okay. I'm shaking.
I'm glad that Jenna is coming forward and showing her messages because it's not an easy thing to do. It's honestly incredibly awkward. And she basically said she would do it because she wouldn't want to be in Taylor's shoes and she would want to know the truth. The silence.
It's just gonna take a minute, so honestly, sorry.
Yeah.
You guys can keep talking.
But yeah.
Sending
Did
addresses,
you hang out
talking.
August 3rd? Do you remember?
There was one time we went to the trampoline park. One time we went to the dinosaur museum.
Yeah.
And then one time he came over and we watched a movie.
What did you guys do that day?
What did we say?
It's saying, do
I
you
like
want
Macy.
to come to me? You sent him your address. No, he said on my way.
Okay.
This day.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he said he never hung out with you that day.
Oh, okay.
So she's like,
So spent the
again,
night.
had a baby with him, given him multiple chances. I won't be mad. I did fucked up stuff too. Come clean. And he, no, nothing happened. Nothing happened. And now she's seeing text messages of him going to another girl's house.
That night.
I don't know exactly if it was that night. I do know that he spent the night more than once.
Okay, what did
I
you
think
do
Macy's
the
nice.
First night spent the night? Did you do anything with him?
She's been through a
Because
lot.
I really hope you don't hate me. I'm sorry if we went too far last night.
We never had sex, for sure.
It's okay. You can be straight up.
So I feel like we did a little bit more than just making out. I feel like we just like probably did maybe hand stuff. I don't even think
And,
I
like,
done it to him.
Taylor's mad at
He was
Dakota,
wanting it. I
not
just
her.
was like, so I'm sinning.
So he's saying, hey, do you want to come over? I'm just hanging with friends. So did you go to him that night?
August 4th?
5th.
No, I didn't go that night.
But clearly he invited you over.
Yeah.
I feel like it's giving Taylor permission to not have to be with him. This is why I like Taylor,
he was,
because
texting
like
me all day this day. He came over to your house. And he's saying, thank you for letting me crash at your house. And he came over.
So basically, he was talking to both of them at the same time. She gave him the ability to get an out on that, and he did not take it. Let me see if there's anything else in this that I want to watch. Can we finish this? It's a little long. There's some Jen, some Zach. I'll let it play
over
while I
that
look.
night to my house and spent the night.
So
and
you can be
fucked me.
entertained.
So yeah.
The Halloween party is very unnoteworthy to
He
me
apologized for
personally.
everything, like that night. It's so awful. This is actually so awful. He definitely lied. a
Jen
ton.
depressed, very sad.
So he deleted a lot.
Yeah.
And he deleted text.
Now I get why he was so terrified of all of this.
See what I mean? Most of the
I found
fighting
out
is
a lot of
between the other
things that
women.
were
Taylor's
not
not in a lot of these jaw-dropping
being told
moments.
the truth this entire time. He made it seem like she was
hungry
the
again.
one that was always instigating and begging. No, it was him. He said
we'll
he
finish
had just
this.
kissed her on the couch. Nope. He went on the couch. They hooked up on the couch, and then they went to the room. They hooked up.
I'm glad that
He's
you
trying
are
to hang out
positively
with her
changing
every
your opinion
day,
of her.
respecting her.
What I
apologizing
see is that
because
she
he
has
went
been
too far with her,
vilified,
when she
and
didn't
I
freaking
have a
even
desire to
sex with her,
humanize
he's
her.
apologizing to her. Where the fuck is my apology for hurting me that day? I was the night girl that you came over to at night, and you were asking her on dates and
That's
telling her
sad.
cute things. I feel like a piece of fucking trash.
So to find out that the father of your baby was like dating this girl and taking her on real dates during the day and then just hooking up with you at night and lying to you, that's so sad. No wonder her self-esteem is so low. And an ectopic
In our
pregnancy.
faith, we were taught to wait for the person that we want to marry and end up with. And I feel like, obviously, if I hadn't been sleeping with him that early on, I don't think I would have been as hurt, and it's why it's a
She
guideline,
blames
because
herself
it's
for
gonna prevent these types of
everything. It is
things from
so
happening.
sad. So
sorry.
sad.
Jennifer, no, I'm sorry for. And it's like not even you. That's what sucks.
So you posted a TikTok with him in your bathroom, and I just had like this feeling in my chest, like don't trust him, kind of. And I said, "Are you dating Taylor?" And he told me no, it was just for clout, and like she's just helping me build like my social media.
And I don't think he was lying. She's just helping me build my social media. I think that Dakota is literally a predator going after her for fame. And to take, like, you know the saying where, like, a lot of men, this isn't a saying, it's like a poem I read, I think, one time or something. A lot of men want a woman to control. It's not enough for them to go find a woman who's like, I want to be submissive. I want to be a wife. I don't want to be independent. Because there are women like that out there. No tea, no shade to them. They're out there. That's what they want. Those men do not go for them. You know what abusive men try and do? They try and cage an exotic bird. They want a trophy to say she wouldn't settle down for anyone and I got her to submit. And that's what Dakota wants.
That he was just seeing Taylor for clout.
Yeah.
Evil man enticed by opportunity. He's a bird farmer.
This is your Halloween party.
Okay, so the worst. Taylor hinted at the end of season 2 that she was not in a relationship with Dakota anymore. But then when she posted a holiday card that he was not in, her mom posted one that he was in. I hate this bitch. I'm sorry. Leanne, I know you are a victim too, but wake up. Wake up. Wake up, Leanne. Wake up. Wake up. So this is December 2024. They revealed in TikToks that they were not celebrating Christmas as a family. Taylor said, chaos to pure silence. Girl, to get through the silence. She's like Lisa Rinna, but in a different font. Very trauma, but same villain storyline. She so badly wants to be Taylor. I despise the mother. Was Leanne's ex-husband abusive? Not ex-husband, but ex-boyfriend, who's Taylor's father. Yes, was abusive. Wouldn't wish this pain on anyone. If you're there to take a drive, scream, cry, feel the pain, because I promise avoiding it will make it much worse. Taylor elaborated, I was told you got through this once, you'll go through it again. Co-parenting, lost relationships. The comments section, a follower noted that Dakota's TikTok brought them to Taylor's account. Just happy he can have this day with him. She replied in reference to her and Dakota's son Ever. Wrapping presents alone, but I'm sober and can be there for my son's first Christmas. Dakota, meanwhile, uploaded a him prepping for holiday festivities alone. Her mom crying and begging them to stay together was insane. No, literally. Like, every episode, I tried to find clips of it. Every episode, her mom was like, just, you guys will work it out. Marry him and you guys will figure it out. And then, like, Dakota was living in Taylor's house for a while and her mom was like, I don't think moving in's a good idea, but I think you should get married. And then it's literally crazy. And then Dakota's doing real estate. I didn't know where to put this. Diving into the real estate world. I've had my license a long time and I've never pursued it. And then in 2025, he joined a firm. I don't fucking know. How did Leanne not apply her own experience to Taylor and Dakota? That's why I don't like Leanne. Because I'm like, wake up. Like, literally, you went through this and you were like, oh, it's similar. You're this close. During a Q&A in January of 2025, Taylor said, I cry every day. That's grief. Let it through so it can pass and you can heal. The more you resist the pain coming through, the longer the suffering. Learned this the hard way. So I guess she's saying like she didn't grieve her divorce and that's how she ended up here, is what's implied here. And then I don't mean to laugh, but she's just so direct and it kills me. Someone asked how she stays in shape. They were like, body tea, how do you do it? And she said, I don't work out because I don't eat enough calories to be burning them. No diet, just stress. And remember how earlier she said she loses weight when she's stressed and doesn't want to eat when she's stressed? I love that she didn't lie. Because a lot of women, knowing they have unhealthy eating and knowing that they are not healthy, will be like, here's my diet and I go for a walk every day. So I appreciate that she's like, I am not healthy and I am not a role model. Thank you. To be like, I'm not eating enough. And where she said she was 90 pounds a couple years ago in 2022, she literally said, this is not a healthy weight for a woman my age or my height. So I do really appreciate that she's just like upfront about that stuff. And then this is season 3. This was filmed January to May. So again, they only get like 2 months off from filming. And it premiered in November of 2025.
Mom talk is at its lowest point right now.
I think it's because her mom suffered. She expects Taylor to suffer. My mother-in-law was so mad when I first got pregnant because we didn't get married and she had a pregnant out of wedlock. Instead of wanting better for others, they assume suffering is the norm. It's not fair to them to have options because they feel like they didn't have any. Yeah. And I bet, so what I think is that Taylor's mom had a 2-year-old and was Mormon and that guy was ready to marry her and she said, oh, I'm in. And I think she expects the same from Taylor. She's like, he wants to marry you. You have a kid with him. He accepts your other kids. This is your only chance. And again, in the Mormon faith, unmarried women cannot go to heaven. You go to heaven with your husband. If you are an unmarried woman, you cannot go to heaven and be with your children. The only thing they care about is marriage.
Would you be open to the lie detector test?
She refuses to let people glamorize her suffering. I find it empowering. I like her. I'm sorry. Like, she's not perfect, but she's honest.
The bottom of a scandal.
So you see, like, we've seen this if you've seen my other streams. She's not really the dominant force with, like, the relationship or with the friendship drama. It's really just her relationship. So in season 3, it was, like, a little less intense. Taylor's trying to set boundaries, but they fight heavily. There's new allegations against him all the time about him lying. Oh, he's dating this girl, he's dating that girl. Taylor gets pulled into the fallout of Demi's involvement, and Taylor starts to try and reset, but they keep pulling her back into conflict. And they literally get in a huge fight, and then they're all over each other at Stagecoach. Posting pictures together, cuddling, making out, all of that. Whitney, good question by Baby Angel. Whitney distanced herself from Taylor because Whitney was trying to be a pious Mormon, and she was like, Taylor's too crazy. I don't like this. The pair seemed relatively quiet until April 27th, 2025. They posted tons of photos, cozying up. They posted a series of photos. This can be taken so many ways, girl. Got my mind all confused was a comment. And then she posted this. Are you and Dakota back together? The stage pics were so cute. The Stagecoach pics were so cute. Thank you. I know it's confusing. I am also confused. However, I'm not in a place where I could be in a healthy relationship. Doesn't mean it's what I wanted and no feelings are there. But as of now, it's a battle aligning the mind and the heart. So she then later admitted that they did hook up at Stagecoach. But a lot of what's going on in this time is Taylor is like, I don't trust you. You've lied to me. You're controlling. And he's like, Taylor, just submit to me. Just submit to me. And her family's like, isn't that a good idea? Meanwhile, there's still new allegations coming out because she's like, we're not together. So he hooks up with other girls. And then she's like, how dare you hook up with other girls? It's literally just such a mess. And then public facing chaos erupts during a press event where private issues become exposed because there's this other girl that apparently he was hooking up with. I couldn't even put her in here. Her name is Shania, I think. If Leanne has 3 marbles in her head, Shania has 1. Shania, Shania, why are you with Dakota? So anyway, they're still fighting a ton. Her family's influence is still present, but she is more firm in separating. She's like, I'm not going to be with him anymore. I'm kind of over this. Not Shania Twain. And then I hated this. At the end of season 3, she goes on a date with Chase, and they're hitting on each other. What the fuck is wrong with you? Girl! Like, I want to take her to, like, a cabin in the woods in Portland with all women and be like, we just need you to sit down for a second. She says like, oh, I'm not going out with him. It was a joke, etc., etc. But I don't know how Miranda doesn't lose her mind. Also, sorry if I'm spoiling it for you, but I feel like you kind of knew that was going to happen if you were here. Thou shalt not be with any man. And then, at the end of season 4, it is announced that Taylor is going to be the new Bachelorette. ABC says, Taylor Frankie Paul, get on up here. You're the new Bachelorette. Dakota is not pleased, and he starts posting about it all of the time.
I mean, where the fuck should I really even start?
When you realize you can date 30 girls without being on a TV show. He is hating from day one on The Bachelorette. He is pissed. And again, they're not together right now, but she still gets mad whenever he hooks up with anyone. So then we have season 4. This is where she has not gone on The Bachelorette yet, but it is announced.
I feel like something's coming.
I think we all know what's coming.
You guys ready?
We're starting with a prayer.
Everything has just been blowing up. Taylor is going to be the Bachelorette.
Saying that out loud is crazy.
I have my book tour, which I'm so excited for. Layla's doing New York Fashion Week.
And I'm finally official with my boyfriend, Mason.
I don't think The Bachelorette was a good move.
Whitney and I are on Dancing with the Stars.
Hello! Oh my god.
I think it's concerning that your picture is bigger than Jesus.
What about Demi? Has anyone talked to her since the reunion?
Maybe I have a new career in the works.
That's where the magic happens.
True colors.
Layla, unfortunately, is not the happiest of them all. Layla has her own crosses to bear, but Layla does not have as much relationship drama.
For me to do whatever I want to do.
So then Taylor's like, let me hook up with this guy I met on TikTok. She's trying to date other guys before she goes on The Bachelorette. Because she's like, okay, I'm going to be dating 30 guys, so let me talk to a guy that's not Dakota. So she meets this cowboy singer on TikTok and invites him to her house to fly out and come stay with her, which is crazy.
With whoever I want to do.
Taylor has a guy on his way over.
Hey, what up, dirty girl?
Taylor does things to see if she can have control over me.
So they're at this house in LA. Dakota's not supposed to be there. The other husbands are like, we invited Dakota. And then Taylor brings over this random influencer guy and like, just to basically make Dakota mad, I guess.
I'm not good at dating. You're about to date 30 people at one time.
This is a bad idea.
Everyone is going after their dreams, but it potentially could pull us apart.
Social media gen, reality TV gen.
I'm freshly postpartum. I don't have time for this. I know that it's going too far. I can't stop.
I've never seen this show, but I've seen the season three times now for each season.
What's happening right now isn't working.
Brand deals, events, we might be hitting that breaking point.
Taylor, no.
See, she hooked up with him at Stagecoach and in the LA trip, I think.
Lordy.
Okay, so Taylor's offered a spot on The Bachelorette. It's still, everything is a mess. She brings her new crush to Utah. People are worried she's repeating the patterns of Dakota. A lot of the other women are like, The Bachelorette's going to be really intense. I don't really know if that's the best time for you. Oh, Taylor's at the hospital because she got a boob job. She was like, I wanted my boobs to be different for The Bachelorette. I think she'd already had a boob job and she did a revision for The Bachelorette. I didn't put that in here because I didn't feel like it mattered that much. So, old scandals resurface, and Taylor gets triggered pretty easily when other people are lying. She's like, that's not okay, because, like, she's super traumatized. A lot of the group is in LA. Taylor is still really struggling. Dakota is brought out to LA, which immediately destabilizes Taylor. Taylor and Dakota's dynamic becomes explicit again, and they re-enter each other's orbit during the LA stay. Even though they're not stable as a couple, they're like literally fighting, and then they end up hooking up in LA. Before they hook up, she brings this guy, Harry Jelsey, to the house, and it's like pretty obvious it's to fuck with Dakota. So she brings this random guy there.
Why do you care? My girlfriend. Why do you care? Because you. If I was your girlfriend or your wife, I'd understand. No.
You cry about everything I do. It's like, oh, a girl says hi to me, you cry about it. It's like, I understand.
So imagine this other influencer invites you over. It's like, yeah, let's hang out. Let's get flirty. And then she's just there fighting with her baby daddy.
Taylor and Dakota start fighting. It's background noise to me at this point, but Harry, poor guy, over there, his first exposure to all of this, by the way, and mortified, and rightfully so. I forget how jarring it is.
Miranda's very mature. The other guys invited Dakota.
I'm always like, this is why I'm always crying. Well, you know that he's not allowed to come around because he does this. So. Does what? You're annoying.
You're annoying.
You know exactly what you said.
I think Miranda would have been a great bachelorette. Me too. So, obviously it's a mess. And then later that night, Taylor hooks up with him. With Dakota. She's like, oh, I saw Dakota walking past my room and he walks just like Ever does. And it made me so sad that we're not together. And I hooked up with him. Taylor. You have to stop. Taylor goes back to Utah and is confronted by her mother, and now her mom is like, this is ridiculous. Her mom pushes her to reassess her decisions around Dakota, her public image, and The Bachelorette. Taylor reveals to her parents that she's actively investigating the biological family history. So that stuff at the beginning about her bio dad, that happens right now. Do you see why I showed it to you at the beginning? We just couldn't handle that right now. And it was relevant to her child. Why is the mom no longer on Dakota's side? I think around season 4 is where her parents realized she's not going to marry him. And they were like, well, we got to get her to marry somebody else. So she goes to Colorado. There is fallout because it is discovered that Dakota is dating a friend of theirs. And the friendships and the other women argue of whether they should be honest and tell Taylor or protect her from the truth. And then towards the end of the season, it is time for Taylor to go film The Bachelorette. But Dakota ruins it. Let's go ahead and get into it. Four hours before her flight to LA, he's leaving her house. Look at his face. Evil. Evil. Continued. And then Taylor's mom and sister come to her house. They're like, it's time to go. We're going to The Bachelorette. Because Taylor's mom and sister are going to fly there with her kids, etc., etc. Taylor's like, I don't feel good. Get out. I don't feel good. I'll leave later. I don't feel good. She just keeps saying, I'm sick. I don't feel good. I'm sick. This is, leave me alone. She won't get out of her room. She won't answer the door. She says, okay, mom and sister, you go fly to LA, with my children. I will meet you there later today. That's her plan. Her friends had showed up to the airport to send them off. So her friends see Taylor's family and say, where I see a path to marriage. Why is she putting it in jeopardy? Things are very bad. So then the mom and the sister, I know the quality's so bad, I'm sorry. The mom and the sister get on the plane with her kids. They go, you guys go to her house and convince her to get on a flight later today. Said, but let's keep in mind that Jessie is going through her own horrifying divorce at this time and took time to show up for her friend again and again and again. I understand why Jessie is upset. Not the best thing to say to her. It's just going to further isolate her. It's just going to drive her back into the arms of Dakota. But Jessie is 100% right. I think, like, wrong time, wrong tone, but right message. She's super depressed. Taylor's super depressed. So they document her leaving to Bachelorette. I, for the first time, sat down and watched this season. It was extremely hard to do, said Taylor. These aren't just storylines. These are our actual lives. I'll speak for myself on this. I'm not sharing to appease anyone or switch storylines for entertainment. A big reason I continue is to potentially help someone. It was hard because I'm obviously a part of that. It's not like I'm pointing the finger being like, he's the toxic one. It takes two to tango. We are just not progressing. We like each other sometimes, then we fight. It's really hard to explain to people, and unless you've been in that situation, it's hard to understand. If I could just snap out of it, trust me, I would. It's a lot harder said than done. Honestly, I think it's the same cycle that I've been in for a while now, and it's really hard to get out. It's been so hard to remove myself from that. I think she is, like she said, she is just in this cycle. She is self-aware that she is in this cycle. She does not know how to get out of this cycle. No one is giving her an out to get out of this cycle. It's a lot. She is a hot mess express, and it just makes me sad to see her. And then she ends up getting on the plane and going to film The Bachelorette. I think you need to be so mentally stable to go on a dating show. I am not. I could never go on a dating show. I think she's in, like, the worst headspace ever to be in this environment. But she went and filmed the show. Here's the teaser. We're almost done, by the way.
Coming up this season on The Bachelorette.
Wish me luck.
I can see him. It's Jessie.
Taylor,
Yeah.
let the journey begin.
I love it.
I don't think they made dolls like that when I was a kid.
She needs to leave Utah.
Yeah.
Hug makes the nerves go away.
Thank you.
Yes, that is impressive. You think I need CPR? Sorry, I almost went in for a kiss. You gotta take me on a date first, huh? I'm ready to fall in love. I'm ready to find my person.
Taylor is beyond all my expectations.
This is a mess.
So much energy. All my doubts, all of it's gone.
The guy that's at the end standing across from her is gonna have to be a dude that she can see holding her kids' hands. She's a really confident woman. She's gentle and sweet. Unless you piss her off.
Now that you're going home, I'm all of a sudden a red flag. You're not gonna try to embarrass me, nor make me a fool. And now you're gonna go pack up and leave.
She's a badass.
Do you think you can date a mom? Actually, not just one. Big one.
He slept with one of her friends and came here.
I might as well have my ex come in. Leave. Get the car and leave.
I think the roses are a powerful symbol.
Don't really care. I like them back.
This is the epitome of there being no rules at all.
This is a disaster.
I am absolutely falling for her. She's what I look for in a wife. I know her, I trust her, and I love her.
I am optimistic that the man of my dreams is here.
Taylor Frankie Paul, I mean this when I say it, you have totally kept us on our
Why is it always this song?
At this point,
This ends in love or heartbreak. He's a risk that I'm taking.
you're just worried the other person's not ready.
Yes. Perfect. Sorry, decision. Because I made the wrong one there's so many times.
It all starts next Sunday on the most explosive season of The Bachelorette yet.
Explosive was an interesting word choice. And then, trigger warning again. And yes, someone on TikTok said, this cycle is impossible to understand unless you have been through it. I 1000% agree. Unless you have been in a situation where like the person you love is creating harm towards you and vice versa, it's impossible to understand how this happens. So right before the Bachelorette was supposed to air, already been filmed, like you saw, it's supposed to air, and this video is released to TMZ. The video is from Dakota's phone. He is the one filming. It has not been said if he is the one that released it. My question would be, who the fuck else would it be then? This is the same night as the other footage. I saw this video a long time ago, way before it was released, so I'm confused about how ABC apparently didn't know about this. I don't know. But TMZ posted this right before The Bachelorette was supposed to air. And again, this is the same night. That body cam footage we watched almost 2 hours ago, they def did, so did Hulu. I would die on this hill. I agree with you. This is that same night before the police showed up.
Yeah, look at you. Look. Yeah, look. This is called physical abuse.
He's filming. Do you see how she's super dirty? Because he locked her in the garage? This is fresh off of her being locked in a garage.
It's the only thing you know how to do.
She's covered in dirt.
Huh? And you think this is okay? It's not okay. Holy shit.
I don't give a fuck.
Let me go. Stop. Dude, leave me alone. Oh my gosh.
Her daughter is there.
Your daughter?
Again, I want to say, violence had already happened outside of the house. He is the one that is allegedly sober and calm. They have entered the house. He, as the sober, calm one, would you not leave when there's already violence when you were outside? Why would you come inside when there was already violence?
Is right here.
And again, walked towards her child. They were away by the garage. He walked towards her child. The kid did get hit with a stool. The kid did get hit, which is horrible. She's screaming, you threw me.
Stop, Taylor. You're done. Taylor. That's it. That is it. No more. You're done. Stop. Move. No, I didn't have this. This is your own.
It makes me queasy. It's like literally disgusting. And then we'll skip like some of the podcast of it all. I haven't seen this long of a clip. He's still filming. It's his phone. I think it's on the ground now. But he's picking it back up. She said, get the fuck out. She apologized to her child. She said, I'm sorry, Indy. If you have never screamed at someone like this because you felt so out of control...
Help your daughter, Taylor. Oh my God. If you throw another chair.
And again, the only thing people posted was her throwing the chair. Get away. Again, this is her house. She is terrified.
I don't care. I love your kids. Yeah, I do. I freaking love them to death. No, yeah, I don't care. Look what you're doing to me. No, nobody deserves it. You're not okay. You're drunk.
And I think that's the police getting there.
I will. What?
And then I think a lot of it is replayed with like podcast commentary that I don't really care to hear. She's having a psychotic break and he did nothing at all to help. So this is what I think would have been appropriate. And I have asked other men this. I have asked multiple men, like, if your romantic partner was doing this, what would you do? And like, let's say you are in his shoes, what would you do? Any normal man replies, I would leave the house, I would call a friend of hers or a family member or the kid's biological father. No one that I've asked that question to has said I would take out my phone, I would start filming, I would go inside the house, I would stay in the house, I would lock her in the garage. To me, it is obvious that he is the aggressor here. It's obvious that she's not handling this well. It's obvious that she is not de-escalating the situation. But it's also obvious to me that I think she's the victim in this situation. So after that, Mormon Wives halted production, and it was revealed that Taylor had been investigated 3 times for domestic violence allegations between 2023 and 2024, but I believe those were the charges that we already talked about. And the most recent domestic violence incident was February of 2026, which resulted in a new police investigation being conducted against her. The Salt Lake County District Attorney's Office did not file domestic violence charges based on that video, which Dakota did show the cops. Someone mentioned earlier, didn't he show this to the cops? Yes, I believe that he did. But he showed that video to the cops that night. Again, Darvo. Even after all the evidence and all the interviews, the DA did not file charges against her. But it's not isolated. He provoked terror by locking her in the garage. That probably felt life-threatening. And keep in mind, she had a baby very recently. You locked a mother away from her children. What she does next is not her. That is not logic. That is not reason. That is primal. If you lock a mother away from her children, the amygdala part of your brain is just going to take over. So they ultimately declined to press charges, but Dakota, this is all very recent, so if any of it's wrong or you have recent updates, I'm sorry. Dakota sought and was granted temporary sole custody of their son ever, but in April 2026, a judge modified this and Taylor got 8 hours of supervised visits with her son. And then Taylor announced around this time that she is choosing to leave the LDS church as well. Taylor and Dakota were ordered to stay 100 feet away from each other for the next 100 years, and it revealed that 11 fights between them were under review, and it was disclosed that Taylor had actually had several miscarriages, and she believed this influenced her behavior towards Dakota. I do think that repetitively getting someone pregnant in this way is a form of domestic violence. I am not surprised she had several miscarriages. When you are under that much psychological stress, that is not conducive to a healthy pregnancy, and those continuous hormones, I think, really fed into this cycle of toxicity and abuse, and I think it's absolutely heartbreaking. I really like to end my streams on and now this is so much better and she healed, but unfortunately we're not done yet, we almost are. That's not what this is. You know what I mean? She clearly shouldn't have gone as far as she did, but I think anyone who cares to look at the context at all will see that Dakota pushed her over the edge. I completely agree. So this is really long. I'm not going to post it, or I'm not going to play it, but she is in hell. This, if you don't realize, is an hour-long live stream from the Associated Press where she is in court over these protective orders. She is in hell. It is on national television. It's being picked apart by everyone. She is being re-victimized in the court system. She is being re-victimized in the custody system. She is being re-victimized by her own family. This is awful. Awful. I feel so bad for her. So she was out having fun, trying to relax, come home to her kids and then boyfriend. No, he picked her up, drove her home. They fought in the car, fought in the yard, and then he came inside. And then is locked away from them, including a baby. That would trigger anyone, I think. You need to see the full context to see how he trapped her and pushed her over the edge. It's unfortunate that so many people only saw her break. And it's just classic Darvo. Like we said, the judge gave her supervised visitation, and they were mutually granted 3 years of a protective order, which I think is a good thing. I do not think that either of them need to be near each other. They need to remain 100 feet apart for 100 years. As someone mentioned, clearly neither one of them is going to break this cycle of toxicity. It's not happening. Neither one of them are doing it. They are stuck in each other's orbit. He keeps just pulling her back in. Every time she starts to leave, he knows how to get her. She has such a bad father wound. She has so much guilt over cheating. She believes that this is what she deserves, and he knows exactly how to play her and pull her back in. Here is them on Zoom court again, talking about how they need mental health evaluations before their custody is permanently worked out. Yes, that is Dakota sitting 100 feet behind his lawyer. And Taylor Frankie Paul has accused Dakota of stalking her. She said that he slammed her head into the dashboard of his truck, and he keeps submitting the pictures of the scratches and things like that. Like I said, absolutely awful. This I did want to include. Someone else mentioned an update that's more recent than this that made me sad to hear, but her ex-husband made a rare comment about their co-parenting. He said, "My co-parenting has been peaceful for the most part. The last few months have not been so." And she said that they are he said that Taylor and Tate are a strong team. The last few months, this is a close source, the last few months, of course, have complicated their co-parenting dynamic, but they're navigating it together. She's committed to maintaining a strong relationship with him and tackling the challenges that have arisen. But someone in the chat mentioned that her ex-husband filed for custody today. And like I said, to speak on whether she should have custody of her children, I am going to say she is not healthy. She's not in a stable place, but I do not think she has ever tried to harm her children. I think that domestic violence harms children, and these children were in a domestic violence situation. I don't think that not allowing a mother to see her children is going to improve her mental state, even if those children are safer in another environment. I think it's very advantageous to the children and the mother to try and still be able to see them very frequently. So like I said, I'm not her. I'm not going to speak on if those kids are safe in her house right now. But what I am going to say is it makes me sad. Like, it makes me sad to see a victim of domestic violence lose her children in the custody system. That makes me sad, because am I going to tell you, no, she should have 100% custody, she's fine? No. But what I am going to tell you is that if she had gotten more help and more support, she wouldn't be in this situation. Like, it really makes me sad to talk about, because, like, yeah, I think Dakota ruined her life. Like, I think the swinging scandal was a lot, but, like, Dakota ruined her. I think it's gonna get worse. She doesn't have any positive support outside of this abusive system. It's just horrible. And this was about the night of the footage. I didn't realize he picked her up. I would lose it if someone locked me out of my house after an argument, just retaliating in a power move. And a judge lifted the supervision, which I think is really good. They issued Taylor Frankie Paul custody of Ever on the same midweek day each week and overnights on alternating weekends. I think that is much better than having 8 supervised visits, but Dakota is still the custodial parent. I do not think either of them are stable. I do not think either of them are stable at all. I don't think either of them are stable or mentally well to handle parenthood right now. We need to go on a group trip to Utah and give her a hug with her consent. The judge also banned the couple from making disparaging remarks about each other in public and on social media. And again, the lowest point of your life, and it is on Zoom court on peoplemagazine.com. I truly cannot imagine anything worse. I feel awful for their children. Awful for their children. And then I saw this was posted today that he called the cops over a custody battle. He called the police over a possible protective order violation. And she did not respond for comment. So he is still using the legal system to terrorize her. This kind of reminds me of a way worse version of Megan King Edmonds, if any of you were here for that stream. She posted on her Instagram story and then she deleted it, probably because her lawyer made her, because the judge specifically said to not do this. Cops called on me again this week. What are the odds? And it's not people. It's one person, the same person. It's obsessive. And again, she has accused him of stalking. So that's that. On the recent police, she did post this misconceptions about me. People were making fun of her, but I thought it was funny that one of the misconceptions was I love reality TV, and she said war movies are my favorite. Networks executives have actually indicated that The Bachelorette might air at a future point. When that video came out, they said The Bachelorette's canceled. Now they're saying they might put it out. And the 5th season of Secret Lives of Mormon Wives was temporarily halted, and they confirmed that the series was going to resume, but I don't know if Taylor and Dakota are going to be on it. And their next custody hearing to determine their permanent custody arrangement is on July 8th. And all I have to say is pray for those kids. I feel so bad for these children. I feel so much empathy for Taylor. Like I said, I'm not going to stand up here and be like, Taylor is perfect, but I really want to keep talking about her story because I think that it is just such a clear example of what domestic violence actually looks like and how, like, there are not perfect victims. And it just makes me so sad. I hope that she finds peace. Like, I hope that she finds peace, and like, I really don't know what else to say beyond that. This was incredibly, incredibly depressing. I don't like ending on this note, but alas, that's what the current status is. Next week, much lighter, Whitney Rose from Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. I'm shocked this many people have been here for this long. Very important stream. That's also why I did it in one part. I just felt like all of it in context needed to be seen together. So I was like, fuck it, 3-hour stream. So next week we're going to talk about Whitney Rose from Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Pretty low-key and happy, but also lots of drama. We are going to do another hater time because I'm going to be out of town. Then we're going to talk about men that I hate on Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. And then I'm going to let you write in submissions of any lore. If there's any gossip in your town or a story about a business or a historical figure, anything like that, you can submit it. And let me do our little game. Let me pull it up, and we're going to be quick with it because it is almost 10 p.m. Ruh-roh, where did it go? I just had it. What? Oh, I was accidentally in a folder. That's why. Will you share a lore link before we go? I'm on my phone, so I can't do a QR code. Yes, and I will share it next week as well. Let me do the Nearpod first. Okay. Here's the Nearpod link. As a therapist, I now feel the need to get licensed in Utah to help people who can't find non-Mormon therapists. It's a real service that they need there. Let's do sports, because I like the music, and it is less depressing. And let me find the forms. Submit the lore. All right. And then there is, nope, not that one. Boom. I'll give you a few moments. I'm going to go ahead and end the TikTok live. This was depressing. Let's play a little game and get out of here. Okay. God, my phone is so hot. Okay, with the little game, you can join on your phone. Ow. You can join on your phone, you can join on a computer, you can join in a new tab, etc., etc. I did put the link to the Google form in the chat as well. I will put it on my website probably tomorrow, so if you don't get it, it's not the end of the world. I'm giving people a couple more seconds to join. Let me look at this text message that I got. Oh, that's funny. This live coinciding with my rewatch of Criminal Minds. I feel personally attacked. I don't mean to attack you. Oh my God, there's still people joining the game. I'm going to go ahead and hit start though, because again, we have been here for 2 hours and 45 minutes. The stepdad that should step down is a great Nearpod name. Really incredible. All right, if you haven't joined yet, it'll let you join late. You can still join. It's just going to be harder to win. Who did we learn about today? And the game is easy as fuck because I was like brain dead after making this. I did like the whole thing today. It took forever. This took like 6 hours. It was worth it though. Because this is what I hope. If I was ever in this situation, I hope someone would talk about it the way that I'm talking about it. That's what I hope. Taylor. That's good because I'm brain dead right now. No, for real, after tonight. What show is she on? And someone brought up a good point. Why does Mom Talk need a leader? They're all talking about her as our leader, our leader. Because they were trained to believe that women are disempowered. So just not having someone in charge is very upsetting to them. Because Mormonism is literally built on power and authority. How many times has she been married? Once. She never married Dakota. Thank God. Imagine if she was married to him and had financial intertwinings with him. A baby is tough, but that would have made it worse. What is one thing in common throughout all her scandals? She's posting. The homegirl is posting. This is probably the longest stream I've ever done, I think. Taylor takes time to heal after something traumatic. False. Why was her family trying to get Taylor to stay with Dakota in season 2? Don't overthink it. All of the above. What does Dakota do for work? Bird is like what people are saying women who are like only care about men. Like a bird, like bird brain. Like she's not seeing what's in front of her. They were all right. You didn't get got. See, I told you this game was easier. Why can't we come up with demeaning terms for men? We need more. Taylor filmed The Bachelorette. Does she watch reality TV? My cousin met Taylor when her and Dakota were together and visiting his family, and she said she was super sweet. That's what most people have said about her. Fans, other randos. No, war movies are her favorite. And last but not least, I probably asked who we're talking about next week. Who are we learning about next week? Whitney. Saturn Cat, Fruity Pebble, Amanda, Cherry Pits, CJ, Maggie M, Give Mormon Women Guns, a Blockbuster Parking Lot, My Infant Has RSV and all I got was this lousy sweatshirt, the stepdad that should step down, Ashley Poo Poo, Isabella, Bird Farmer Abe, Taylor Frankie, Aren't We All? A, Megan Nebraska, AJ, Lizard Beth, Charlie, Mean Lesbo, Lola, A of Jackie, Addie, and Bye Baby Angel. I will give a few seconds for memes, and then we gotta get out of here because it is almost 10 p.m. and I need to watch The Real Housewives of Rhode Island, obviously. Where's my trash can? There it is. You have to deconstruct your Mormonism before group sex. You do. Save. Is it just me, or is Mormonism also the cursed sweatshirt, waiting for him to breathe better on his own? Why are these women posting this on the internet? Me when Dakota. Ugh. Anytime Dakota does anything. For fucking real. I mean, Jesus. It's just a mess. So, for anyone that is watching this, if you are stuck in a toxic orbit, if you are stuck in domestic violence, if you have done things that were out of character for you, that is not what you wanted to do, I think I can speak for my stream community. We are here for you. We are not judging you. I think Taylor Frankie Paul, unfortunately, is a voice for women because of what we have watched her go through. I think is so representative of our society, how we treat women, how we treat domestic violence. And you just created 10,000 Taylor Frankie Pauls. No, for real. Like, I do feel solidarity with her, and I feel solidarity with any woman that's going through this. I see you. I feel you. I love you. I'm here for you. And I will see you next week for a much more lighthearted Whitney Rose of Salt Lake City.